BMFcast235/BMFcast.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Weapons.
Hi, Internet.
Weapons.
Hello.
Hey, we're here today with weapons.
Hi, weapons.
Weapons.
Jesus, God, that's a lot of words.
Weapons.
Whoa, that is a long plot summary.
That is not what I want.
Don't read that. A man is pushed to the limit after things happen to people he knows. There you go. That's all you need.
What?
That narrows it down in our catalog of shows.
I'm just, if he didn't want to read
After
that
people
whole...
he knows.
Yeah.
What?
That's, you know,
There should be more to that.
he's
I'm pretty
pushed to
sure.
the limit.
To the limit.
Limit.
Pushed it to the razor's edge. Chuck's just like snorting away. Or
It's good time.
It's funny.
Yep.
I'm going to put it on the Book of Faces. What do you think?
All right, there we go. That's
That's a good place. People
single.
seem to like it there.
I'm going to
I
say
think we're going to talk plenty about this, so I'll just keep it short.
Okay, great.
Push it to the limit.
we're not going to
Take
force you to watch this. But, dude,
Ick off.
You
But
should-
dude, you better not turn it ick off.
There you go.
there you go.
Someone type that out.
YouTube.com/BMFcast.
Hi.
Yeah. It's starring Yin.
Oh,
Jens is here. Hi. Hi, Jens. How are you?
Poor Jens.
Welcome to America. We confirmed that he's all right with our terrible, not at all him.
Yeah,
we did?
He seems all right with it.
Yeah.
Probably inside he's crying.
Yeah,
but
probably. Hooray! Yay!
He's just terrified of offending us.
Probably.
Good. Well, we are Americans. He is German. So. We like to inspire fear. Historically speaking.
Yeah, I
Bad idea.
Totally.
It's time to get our Dudikoff on live streaming.
On what?
Our Dudicon.
Our Dudikoff.
The convention
Oh.
for Dudicon. I would go to that. I would totally go to
Sign me up
Dudicon
for Dudicon.
2014.
It's happening.
Probably not.
No?
It's happening
What?
right now.
Why would you not?
Why would you not go to the Dudicon?
There is a tweet for you to retweet.
Oh, sweet. A retweet.
Tweedly-dee-dee-dee.
That was loud.
Tweedly-dee-dee-dee. Tweedly-dee-dee-dee.
Wait, look. Smarmy Jerkface retweeted. Pale
Goddamn
Rabbit
right.
retweeted. People are going to get the Smarmy Jerkface and
Yeah.
Pale Rabbit are talking about.
Excellent.
Yes. Dudicon 2014. Hashtag.
Yeah, that's a good hashtag.
We should just totally like Kickstarter that. Just like
Dudicon?
Yeah.
Isn't that every con?
No.
Just full of dudes.
No. This is specifically for Michael Dudikoff.
So he's the only invitee.
He's the only one who can come.
He's our only guest.
So I picture him sitting in an empty hotel ballroom.
All the vendors and all those people have to show up and only serve Michael Dudikoff. He's the only one allowed to buy trinkets and T-shirts.
Oh,
Yeah,
and he's
he's
also
walking around.
the speaker.
Yeah, he's like,
Yes.
do you guys want me to sign anything?
Hey, looking into a mirror, you want me to sign something?
Yeah, he can cosplay as Michael Dudikoff in
Oh,
any
I bet he'd
number
be really good.
of Dudikoff adventures.
Dude Adventures.
all Dudikoff related stuff.
Oh, he can speak a little Russian. That's in his Wikipedia page. So
Oh, yeah?
we could have like that. Could be a panel.
Oh.
Dudikoff teaches a little Russian.
I know a little Russian.
Yeah.
Sitting over there.
Stay away from the big Russian.
Zinglebert Bembledak, Yingibert Dambleban, Zanglebert Bingledak, Winglebert Humptyback, Slut Bunwalla, Kringlebert Fishty Buns, Stevie Buns, Botchertundle, Jerry Dorsey.
What?
Zinglebert Bembleback, Tringlebert Wangledak, Slut Bunwalla, Clingy Bun, Fistelvase, Dindlebert Zindeldak, Jerry Dorsey, Engelbert Humptyback, Singlebert Bingledak, Engelbert Humperdinck, Vinglebert Wingledank.
Are you doing like verbal exercises to?
It's a bit from Eddie Izzard.
Sure.
Oh, all right.
We were-
Thought you were
Yeah,
working on your
it's-
non-regional diction.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's even funnier when you re-recite it.
When I say it the second time?
Yeah.
No, once is good.
Okay.
I'm going to do it every week, though.
Oh. I just thought you were doing vocal exercises, to warm up the pipes.
Mm-hmm.
So why wasn't Dudikoff in American Ninja 3?
We wanted more money.
Oh.
It's always about money.
There is some sort of story. Like, I don't know if he read it and was just like, nope, not true to the American Ninja backstory.
Yeah, he didn't want to...
Apparently he had a cameo in G.I. Joe 2, and I didn't even notice.
Michael
The dude?
Dudikoff?
Yeah, the Dudikoff did.
I would have
What?
remembered that.
I would have remembered
He was
that
actually
as well.
a G.I. Joe character. He was Quick Kick. But he was probably one of the many dudes in the background that got murdered in the beginning.
Aw.
Spoilers.
Quick kick.
Quick kick.
Why didn't he kick them quickly?
I don't know.
Not quick enough.
Apparently he can't, I don't know, kick missiles out of the air, bombing them.
Yeah.
So, what do you say? Podcast?
I vote podcast.
We have one vote podcast. I vote podcast.
Aye.
All right.
Majority.
Yep. Let's do this.
Cast in pods.
All opposed? The ayes have it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You got a podcast.
I only have eyes from you.
What?
Somebody has to clap or something, please. Please.
Okay.
All right. Welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey!
BMFcast.
Episode 235.
Ooh, that's a number.
That's
2 plus 3 is 5.
way too many episodes.
Whoa. So, I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ. Wait, who are you?
Mackie, I'm here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hey, weapons.
Special guest.
Oh,
Special guest weapons.
And I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of the BMFcast is we go ahead and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie.
Quote unquote.
Then we come in here and talk about it for the first half. And then we rate them. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 Joxes and Robot Jocks. Robot Jocks.
Robot jocks.
Jocks.
And the bad movies doesn't stay away. They get a negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags and douchebags after Twilight.
Oh, Twilight.
Blue.
Barkley.
Yeah.
So, we had to avenge the Force because last week's Force movie was not the kind of Force we wanted.
Boo.
So we did Avenging Force from 1986.
Yeah. We sure did. A canon production.
Yeah.
Yay, canon production.
You know, with the Dudikoff.
Yeah.
The dude.
Yeah, so
It's basically the entire American Ninja crew saying, let's just go and make another movie.
yes. So let's do a quick plot summary, very quick plot summary, and then talk more about it. A retired Secret Service agent, Captain Matt Hunter, takes on a sinister right-wing political organization called the Pentangle. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, that's correct.
So,
I keep feeling like the emphasis is on the wrong syllable on that.
yes.
Pentangle.
Pentangle?
Pentacle.
Pentacle.
You're all pentangled up. I'm tangled
So I guess
up
we should
in-
get this out of the way. This is a sequel to a BMFcast film, though you may not
Theoretically.
realize it.
Yeah, and mostly, yeah. It is.
It is a sequel to Invasion USA.
Yep.
Unofficially, yes.
Matt Hunter,
No, I think it's
Matt
an official
Hunter.
Is it really?
sequel. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the official sequel.
Oh, okay.
same
It's
production
just
companies.
Michael Dudikoff is playing Chuck Norris's role in this one.
All right.
And he's lost his teleportation abilities that he had
Yeah.
in Invasion USA.
Yeah, there's a lot of traveling. Actual traveling, not just teleportation, by Matt Hunter.
Yeah. Horses and trucks.
Yes. Horses and trucks.
So much travel.
So yeah, the movie opens with basically a most dangerous game kind of thing. Like one guy's kind of already been injured as the movie opens, and he's kind of being dragged along by his friend through swampy areas.
Yep. It's like, come on,
And
bro.
Random kind of ninja people are popping out of nowhere and
Ninja?
ninja E.
He's a little bit ninja.
Ninja.
Yeah. Well, like first
Only we
guy's
can
like
say ninja.
got eyes wide shut mask on, and
Yeah.
then but a ninja outfit on, and
Well, he's
then
got a Jabberwocky's mask on.
is it? Well, I thought he
Yeah.
just no. I thought he just had the plain white. The first guy was just the plain white face, thing. Yeah, and then like the Gimp shows up, like
Yeah.
Mad Max Gimp guy shows up, and they're just kind of chasing him and trying to murder him, and eventually like they almost get away, and
They can see freedom.
yeah, well, like the one guy, the guy that's injured is like, "Go on without me. I'm just slowing you down." So he gets stabbed with this weird spike thing. It's this, I don't know how
It's
you describe
like a
it.
trident.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah, it's like a
collapsible
Like a
trident.
spring-loaded trident.
Yeah,
Something
Right.
like that. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Dual pronged.
switchblade trident.
Think of one of those weird, knives that they sell at the shitty knife store at the mall, and it's like that, but on a stick.
Yeah,
Exactly.
sure. But yeah, so he gets impaled by that, and the other
People
guy's
know
like,
what
"Okay, I'm in the water. I'm safe. I'm almost there." And then we cut up to a shot of a guy in the tree, and he really is wearing the eyes wide shut mask, like the fancy people ones. The password is Fidelio ones, and so he just like leaps out. Oh, he's also smoking a pipe. He's just like chilling out in the tree, like smoking a pipe,
just enjoying.
And then
it.
he just jumps down and garrotes this guy's throat. And
I love how you just glossed over it. He's sitting in a tree wearing wearing an eyes wide shut mask, smoking a pipe.
Yeah. It's
while the other, and keep in mind, they pan up to him as the other dude is screaming in agony as he's being stabbed to death with a trident.
Sure.
And he's just grinning
he's just
like an idiot.
But not only that, like he jumps
Like
down.
he should have a book.
Yeah,
Just be like, I'm reading Atlas Shrugged right now.
Glass of brandy.
But not only that, like as he's like choking the life out of this guy, he's just like, "Ah! Ah!" He's like making this weird pig call out to everybody else, and they're all like, "Oh damn!" And they all kind of come up to the shore, and they're like, "I guess we lost."
Yep.
Because I guess they had a bet going on, and
They're very happy, buddy.
Yeah, they all take off their masks, and it's like dun dun dun. You know, these are the bad guys.
Yep. White people.
Yeah. Cut to riding horses or out. Matt Hunter out roping cattle for fun.
Dudikoff just
on the ranch,
living on a ranch.
Dudikoff Ranch. He's on a dude ranch.
Yes.
Dudikoff Ranch.
Yes, that's what he's doing.
Dude.
Roping cattle, and Grandpa's like, sorry about your parents dying and all, and he was like, I wasn't even thinking about that till you brought it up. Thanks, Grandpa.
And your 12-year-old sister looking kind of hot these days.
Yeah, it's like, really, Grandpa, why don't you just stop talking about everything?
Grandpa inappropriate.
And they're just like, well, we're going into town tomorrow to see an old buddy. Go to the parade, Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Daytime Mardi Gras.
All that stuff. Yeah, and then we get to a very, very long Mardi Gras parade.
Well, they got to go pick up Steve James.
Yeah, they do meet up with Steve James, who
is running for.
Hey, let's get a reunion going because.
Yeah, everyone from American Ninja, the director of American Ninja, all of them. Just Steve James is running for council or senator.
I think he's running for senator.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And they're obviously old friends somehow.
Mm-hmm.
They've had a past together, and they're like, hey, let's go to the parade with the family. And he's got two kids in karate outfits. One of them's bouncing a soccer ball. The other one's just, I don't know what he's doing with a football, but they're all the wrong sports all mashed up into one scene. And the kid attacks Dudikoff. He's like, show me your moves. And the kid goes, attacks Dudikoff. And Dudikoff just hugs him to death. Just like, oh, you're so cute with your karate.
That kid is great, though, man.
You're an adorable little murder machine.
Yeah. It's like, look at you. Oh. Look
at you, little berserker.
Yeah. Nothing bad's going to happen to you.
No. Oh, no. Yeah.
And then they go to Mardi Gras.
Yeah, so there's Mardi Gras parade. And eventually they keep lingering on this group of guys kind of pretending to play instruments. And they keep going back to the parade and back to the guys in the
That takes like 30 minutes.
It takes a while.
It feels like a long time.
It's like they made a deal with the city council or something. Like, you can film during our parade. You just have to show the entire parade.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know about city council involvement with that.
I don't know. Somebody's involvement, because my God, we didn't need that much parade footage.
Yeah.
And besides,
it was a lot of
production value.
This is Mardi Gras, and there were no ta-das.
Yeah, that's
People
why
are throwing beads out like Senator
James.
Steve, Senator James is throwing out beads, and nobody's lifting their
They're
shirts.
all fully clothed.
Yeah.
It's like, hi, Senator.
This is not the Mardi Gras we were promised.
No.
Dudikoff is throwing out beads like he could not even care any possibly less. It's just it's not. Yeah, just.
It's like, well, and he's very suspicious about things. He's just looking at everything, just like
yes, that's his job.
He's super secret agent man. Just like, I don't like that balloon. I don't like that baby carriage.
Keep in mind, he's supposed to be Chuck Norris, who has the special sense.
I know.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yes.
I know.
But eventually they take babies out of baby strollers, and there's Uzis in there, and they're just like, grab the Uzis, let's attack the senator, and there's a firefight.
Yeah. And I mean, it's.
And a whole bunch of innocent people get murdered.
Well, right off the bat, I mean, they're taking shots right at Steve James, and it's kind of obvious his older son gets hit.
Yes, right away.
He just kind of picks him up, and he's dead weight. And
yeah.
Throws him off the stage, or throws him off the float, and is eventually like, all right, we have to go into action time here.
But then there's 10 minutes before we even go back to that, because dudes driving tractors getting shot and random passerbys, and a cop drives up on a motorcycle and he's instantly shot, and then cop rides in on a horse like, I'll stop this, and then he gets shot.
Well, it honestly it's very Invasion USA in that, like, hey, we're in the small town America, and oh my god, everyone's getting murdered.
Yeah, just
and
not to the extreme of just let's drive into the suburbs and blow it the fuck up.
Nobody blows up a Christmas tree with a rocket launcher. However,
that dude on the horse though got it rough.
Like,
that was a hell of a stunt, because like he fell off the horse and just skidded across the road for a good 6 feet.
Yeah,
Oof.
Yeah. But Dudikoff snaps into action, starts fighting dudes.
Yeah, takes down a few. Finally gets to, like, he sees they basically whittle down all the bad guys and get to the point where it's the one accountant-looking dude who's up on the top of a building shooting at him.
Yeah. He's like, oh, and must be that guy.
Yeah. So he scales the side of the building Spider-Man style to get to him. Mm-hmm. Eventually chases him down, does the avocado, what am I doing here?
Yeah. It's a rooftop chase, and they both run out of bullets and throw their guns away.
I don't know how this guy outwitted and got away from Dudikoff.
The dude?
Because, I mean, this guy looked like Dean Pelton. I mean, he was just, like, not very imposing at all.
No, but he's had money and training. And
I guess.
Yeah, he's been hanging out with mercenaries, so.
Okay.
He knows a thing or two.
Well, he also has no guts, but anyway, yeah.
He's super weasel man, but yeah, he, eventually gets away.
Yeah. And he goes back to meet with, we find out were the people from the beginning, who are the Pentangle, as they're known. And they've had this meeting.
Oh, man.
Where, they're all dressed in suits, and they're all presenting some kind of awards to each other.
It's the American Survival Association.
Yes.
Black
and they're having a kendo event.
Yes.
Because it's just two of the guys that were the hunters earlier are just whacking each other with kendo sticks.
Yep.
They basically go to one point. I mean, it's because it's a lot of clacking the sticks, and then one guy gets hit, and they're like, "Winner! Yay! Hooray! Let's introduce everybody."
Yeah. And main bad guy just loves the shit out of this. He is just like, "Fuck yeah!"
Oh yeah, but the one guy who was in the white mask gets up there, and he's just like, "Oh, we got to present to you your champion. He was in the army, and he's just awesome, and I can't say enough good things about him."
I think he said he was a senator.
Yeah, well, the young kid was the senator.
The youngest senator in the country.
Right. Yeah.
When are you running for president?
And so they just cannot say enough wonderful things about each other.
No.
And then they're like, and now we've got the man you all know.
He's the one you've been waiting for.
He's a philosopher, a philosophizer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're just doing the total wrestling hype man thing. They're just like,
Here he comes.
The manager's out there. He's like, oh, no one will survive when Professor Elliot Glastonbury steps into the ring.
Ooh. And I'm just like, Elliot.
Yeah. And then he gets up there and
Signs,
he's like,
Elliot 316.
Right. Yeah. And he gets up there and he's just like, my brothers.
Yeah. Instant sermon time.
Oh yeah.
Out of nowhere.
And it's all the guys going, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah. And I mean, it is just racist as fuck.
Yep.
I mean,
there's no other way to say it.
Yeah, just right away.
Let's put it this way. Mel Gibson literally quoted him directly in one point of what he said.
Yeah. And this guy, played by John P. Ryan, who was one of the evil robot teachers in class of 1999.
Yeah.
He was great in that, and he's great in this.
Yes. That guy just, if he gets a role that he can remotely sink his teeth into, he just goes all out.
And he does not give a fuck. No shame whatsoever.
Nope. But he is just super happy and delivering all this racist dialogue. And he's one of those guys that does it so well, you're a little concerned. Like, it's like, that's really good acting, but maybe there's a touch of, maybe he's, it's like that Rip Torn thing. Yeah, it's like, you're a little too convincing. You just dial it back a little bit. But I mean, he's talking about like Mexico rising up, and then all the Mexicans in the country are going to want to join the new Republic of Mexico.
Yeah, the People's Republic of Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy bullshit nonsense, right wing, and he's just like, the damn liberals and derp. he's basically right wing Twitter, all in one person. Yeah, it is kind of like
what like the biggest liberals in the country must imagine that a Tea Party meeting is like.
Yeah.
Like their worst nightmares, like this is probably what they think that's actually like.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't say stand up for America, be American.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really. Take
Like,
back
there was
America.
Like, what the fuck does that
Wasn't
even
there
mean?
something like that?
yeah, there
though?
kind of was.
It's just dumb rhetoric that doesn't mean a
Yeah.
fucking thing.
Which was weird because Reagan was just running roughshod over everybody at that time.
Yeah.
So these were like the Tea Party
Yeah,
crazy wing of the
These are the
Republicans.
people who thought Reagan was not conservative.
Right,
enough.
exactly.
Like,
That-
what is that guy's problem?
that damn liberal Reagan.
He made that monkey movie. I don't trust him.
Yep. Hollywood phony.
Yeah. All of those things.
Yeah.
So, but
So,
yes,
yeah.
so they
Terrible,
established they're
racist bad guy.
racist as hell. So this guy, of course, comes back to him and he's like, he took out everybody. He must be a pro. And they somehow have photographs of Dudikoff in action. Like, and it's funny because they're just throwing like set photos up on the, all the press photos that
Sure.
you release. That's what they're putting up on their screen. And they're just like, okay, well, yeah, he's obviously a pro. We got to find out about him.
Well, it's funny. The one shot that they deduce that he's obviously a pro is just him jumping off the building. Like, he's just falling, and they're just like, oh, look at that.
I don't know how they got these shots.
No, they just...
No,
There was
they
nobody
took-
up there to take those shots.
They took stills from the movie.
Yes. We were watching Avenging 4, the VHS.
Yes.
When is now?
Look at that.
It's now.
Yes. But yeah, so they're like, well, maybe he could join us. And John P. Ryan's like,
He would be a powerful ally.
it's like, nah, really, we just need to kill this guy right away. He's, I mean, as crazy
His
as this
best
fucker
friend
is,
is Steve James.
yeah, but I mean, as crazy as he is, he's pretty sensible and like, nah, let's not waste time trying to persuade him to join us. Let's just kill him right away. He's probably going to be trouble. Let's just kill him and be done with it. Where are they? Let's find them.
Yeah. And meanwhile, he's gone to the FBI. Of course, because they're just... Or is it the FBI or who is it?
I don't know.
They call it the agency.
And it's
Yeah,
run by an
the
admiral
agency.
in plain clothes, who's the bad guy from Pray for Death. And
Another,
it's just,
like... And you can't really trust him because of that.
yeah. And he also wrote the movie, by the way, which was weird.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So it's just this weird, like, operational room agency thing.
Yeah. And they're all just like, welcome back.
Yeah.
You've been gone too long. You've been
Yeah.
out of the field too long.
Right. Because his parents died, and he was like, well, I got to leave the force to take care of my sister. And they're just like, oh, you're
My
the
incredibly
greatest
annoying
soldier.
sister.
Yeah, you're just the greatest soldier to ever grace our halls of justice, whatever this is. So, please solve our case.
Yeah. But basically, that Steve James, they got to take care of his family because we've learned that, okay, his son has died from
Yeah.
the gunshot wounds
Yes.
at the hospital. And then he gets a call from the white supremacists basically that's like, hey, we got an interview we can set up for you. But you got to meet at this abandoned warehouse.
Yeah.
And then we'll take you to the place where we do the interview and stuff.
And Steve James is like, let's fucking do this.
I love that he's in go mode from
Oh,
that
yeah.
point forward. He's like, all right. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'll be there. Mm-hmm. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
TV people.
And immediately, and he's like, at this point, he's gotten rid of the suit, everything. He's just walking around in a tank top,
Yeah.
just flexing like hell.
I don't think he has to flex. I think he's just
Yeah, he's just
defined.
naturally huge.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, come on, let's go. Matt, drive me to ambush,
Yeah.
which they do. He's just basically like, okay, it's up here.
And they're in their sweet truck.
yeah.
And this leads,
That is a sweet truck.
it is a pretty sweet truck, and it's got like the restrictor plate thing on the bottom,
Yeah,
or whatever it is
skid
that
plate.
skid plate, so they can do all their sweet
Sweet
stunts.
jumps.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And
they
they-
get there, and of course Weasley, accountant guy, is there, and he's like,
Well, they
Get
block
out of
him
the
in with
car.
like garbage trucks and a school bus. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's what Steve James was expecting, but they're kind of trapped.
yeah.
They start
and
shooting
so-
at him. It's like, get out of the truck, and they're like, nope.
Yeah, truck
Dri-
chase ensues.
Yeah, drive through like these series of warehouses and stuff, and then
Yeah, this junkyard area,
Yeah.
all these docks, and they basically like, I don't know how he hides his truck from them at one point, but he's he's doing fishtails through all the turns, and then he gets like behind a building, and they both pull up, kind of like headlight to headlight. I'm like, where is he? I don't know. Where'd they go? And they're wandering around, and then all of a sudden, from behind the building, the monster truck jumps over both their cars.
Yes.
And the accountant guy goes, holy Jesus!
yeah, that guy is just really just freaking out in the best way possible.
Yeah, and he's always freaking out at every scene.
Yeah. I mean, he's
But that was just like, as soon as we heard that line delivery, we were just...
well, the whole moment of just like
Well, you get the half second of like, and you're like, oh god, I know what's coming.
They're coming out of somewhere. And all of a sudden, just Dukes of Hazzard through the sea. Just
the only thing is he doesn't monster truck their cars. Like I was expecting to land on them and Bigfoot them.
Just jumps right over them.
Yeah,
a grave digger.
Right, exactly. But no, so they
race funny cars.
Yeah. But then they get to the edge of the they get to the end of the road for them or whatever, and just get out of the car.
Yep.
And they're like, all right, we got to hide amongst all this equipment.
Well, I don't know what the hell that was. Was that I guess that was like a beach ship, like an ocean liner.
But I mean, it was the most decrepit looking thing. Like, if you had asked me to climb up there, I'd been like, no, I'm not getting in there.
Can I have gloves and stuff?
Yeah, because everything's rusty and just. But yeah, they climb up there to hide, and all the bad guys are like, they're up there. So they chase after him, and then there's a good 10 minutes of sneaking around, killing each dude. Steve James goes inside one of the compartments and takes off his shirt.
Oh, they Batman a lot of dudes in this scene. Mm-hmm. I was enjoying this.
Yeah, and Steve James just straight up fights a couple of motherfuckers. He's just like, come on, let's go. I took my shirt off. We're gonna fight now. And they're usually. The bad guys usually thwart themselves by announcing their presence before they take a shot. They're just like, "Hey," which gives someone time to jump out of the way. And
I'm trying to think. The most impressive things on this was there's one where Dudikoff is hanging underneath the bucket of a crane type thing or something, or a lookout tower.
Yeah,
and he's just kind of like, the guy's like, "What was that?" And kind of leans over and he has some kind of thing that he
uses his belt.
Yeah, because he clangs the belt. Okay, that's what he thing, and the guy's like, "What the shit is that?"
Yeah, and he leans over, and just pulls him straight down and strangles him. Yeah, knocks him out. That was a good one.
Yep. And then Steve James gives one guy a good off-screen kick.
Yeah, yeah, doing that right, unlike the movie last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yeah, filmed correctly.
Yes.
And then does another one where he's killed that guy, and then leaves him as a trap for the next guy who comes over to take a look at him, and then he just pulls him off the side of the boat, just ah.
Yeah, he was hanging off the side, sort of.
Yeah.
But then he notices somebody about to get the jump on Dudikoff, and is like, "Hey!" So he turns around and gets winged with a shotgun from a ways back, and kind of falls down. And then Dudikoff's like, "I got this," and I guess he again uses the belt and starts ziplining down this, and kicks the guy in mid zipline off the platform that he was on.
Mm-hmm. And there's a good couple shots of dudes just falling to their metal death, just landing on whatever terrible rusty metal.
And they had the good follow up shots of the guys just I'm all in weird.
Yeah,
angles.
that one guy with the leg all contorted.
Oh yeah,
that was a good death.
Yes,
for that guy. But yeah, he gets back to Steve James. And he's like, "Oh man, you've been shot." And he's like, yeah.
It's just the arm.
Yeah, just my arm.
He says, "How you feeling?" And he's like, it's just the arm.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'll be all right.
Get me a Band-Aid.
Yeah, just put something.
It went through clean. Don't sweat it.
Got some butter. I'll just put some butter on.
Put some butter on. But yeah, the accountant guy is getting away. He's running away, basically, and Dudikoff shoots a couple shots off in the air. He's like, "Hey, tell your friends that I know about him, and we're coming to get him and stuff."
Yeah. Well, he says, "Tell the Pentangle."
Yeah.
I know about him, and I'm coming for him. And they bit off more than they could chew.
Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, "Okay, thanks."
So then he goes to them, and he's like, "He said to tell you that you bit off more than you could chew." And they're like, "Really?"
Oh, and they're at a gun range, I believe, right?
Yeah,
they're all just shooting at the. Yeah, and that guy's just, he's just like, "Hey," and they're like, you're responsible for 14 of our dudes being dead now. And the guy's like, "No,
it wasn't my fault.
He was magical or something."
Yeah, he's the devil. Yeah. He actually says that. He's some kind of devil. Yeah. No,
he's not like a white devil. He's just like a devil.
Yeah, an actual devil.
He's a demon. So they're like, "Yeah, okay. Well, we know how to take care of this because we know where the cabin is. We're going to do that. But first, why don't you take this bullet to the gut?"
Here, this is for you.
And the guy's like, "No, Elliot, I love you." Blam! And then he's just lying on the floor whimpering the entire time. Just like, "Please stay with me. I need a hospital."
This really hurts.
Stings more than I thought it would. But yeah, no.
Yeah,
he's out of the group. He's Pete bested right out of there.
No. Yeah, but I love that they. I just love how he plays that though. Yeah. He's like, "Oh."
People are not afraid to whimper and holler when they get shot or stabbed in this movie.
I mean, he's obviously dying, but he's more disappointed than anything else. It's like,
you guys,
come on! I've done so much for you.
It sucks so much.
We've been together so long. I'm white.
Please respond. I keep texting you, but you never respond.
Beep. You have 47 messages.
I just love that. Like, that's actually probably a realistic reaction to getting shot. Is like,
yeah. But in an action movie, it's just
in these
the worst.
movies, it's the funniest damn thing to sit through. But yeah, I guess that guy's dead because he never.
No, we never see him.
It's to be assumed, yes.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Like, the maid found him later. She's like, time to clean up the gun range. Oh. Yeah.
The movie's kind of open-ended.
Yeah.
Maybe they're,
I knew that was coming.
maybe he was going to be in Avenging Force 2.
Maybe.
But yeah, so like white pasty Secret Service guys have shown up at the house to guard the family and everything, which doesn't go very well because instantly, like the elite team descends on the cabin. One guy's got soup. He's gonna eat some. He's gonna eat some delicious.
Well, he comes
soup.
inside to the guy, the Secret Service guy's playing poker, and he's like, "Man, it's kind of chilly out here." The grandpa's like, "There's soup on the stove."
He's like, "Well, don't mind if I do.
Soup. I will have some.
I'll just put my Uzi down and eat some soup."
Yeah.
Nothing makes a movie like a soup scene.
I know. He goes outside to eat his soup and then takes a crossbow to the neck.
No soup for him.
Nope.
Yeah, they murdered a couple other guys silently on the porch and whatnot.
Yeah. And then they just start firebombing the place.
Yeah.
They start with like a grenade launcher type thing, and
Just Molotov cocktails and just
then they're just pouring gasoline inside the windows.
it's just like, hey, you guys are going to die.
a couple incendiary grenades, and then it's like, all right, let's wait for this to happen.
And
Well, the grenade goes straight into the kitchen,
Yeah.
and basically instant roasts Grandpa.
right, yeah. And one of them like runs out on fire, just like, rah! Nope, you're dead. And so, like, you know, all the actual characters in the movie are upstairs. So they're waking up like, oh, what's happening here? It's fire.
Yeah, and the sister is like, save me, fire, help me. So he goes busting in, saves, or has her in hand.
Takes her outside.
Steve James is like dragging his wife outside, and then like gets her to the door and is like, okay, I got to go get the little kid.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
who's up in the attic. He's like, the furthest
and
away.
just sitting on the bed screaming, fire!
Yeah.
Help me, fire!
Yes, help
me, fire. You're my only hope.
And so Steve James basically like walks back up on the porch, and that's when all the bad guys are like, hey, that's him, let's get him. And so they all just shoot him at the same time, like arrows and bullets and everything. And
he gets a crossbow bolt through the lung.
Yep.
And gets shot at least 4 times.
Yes, a lot.
But he's Steve James.
But he's like
Steve James, and he's just like,
it's just the arm and the back and the lung
and the gut. But
I got to get my boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes in to get his boy.
Yeah.
And then Dudikov's like, no, I'm coming too. And they both go in
after he's washed off his sister's face.
Yes.
in the pig trough.
It's like, oh, hold up. So they're both in there. They get the kid. Steve James, they get to the staircase, which has since collapsed.
Mm-hmm. Well, with Dudikoff on it. Like,
right, oh yeah.
He was like halfway up the stars and it started to collapse, so he had to jump and
he had to
pull
money
himself
pit
up.
his way. The stairs collapsed.
Yeah.
Sweet stunt.
Yeah, so he eventually gets up there. Steve James gets his kid, but then he's had it. He's like, I go on without me, and just falls over.
He falls off of the
off of where the staircase
was onto the former staircase.
Yep. And that's it for Steve James.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Dudikov's like, well, I'll save your kid then. Let's go back into the attic.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the white supremacist guys outside have just been like, yeah, go get those two.
Mm-hmm.
With the sister and the wife. They show them take the sister, and the wife are like, hey, come here. And she spits at one of them.
Yeah.
Cut to guy just shooting the gun. They don't show her getting shot.
No, thankfully.
But yeah.
But she's dead.
Definitely dead.
Yep. Full of bullets.
Yep.
So
Steve James is dead, and then they just take the daughter out to the front of the house where Dudikoff has climbed up into the attic, kicked out a window, and is standing like on the roof coming out. And they're like, hey. Hey, Captain Hunter.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, a little busy here. What's up, guys?
So they shoot him in the leg.
Yeah, and they're like,
get him down without killing him.
They're like, you know who we are. You know why we're here. Oh, yeah, shoot him in the leg. So they shoot a crossbow bolt through his thigh. And And then they dump 2 dummies off that roof because they show like he's holding the kid and they just show the both of them fall forward, smash into the lower level of the like.
I think it's a stuntman and a dummy.
I don't know, but yeah, they show like the roof.
The kid
porch.
is a dummy,
obviously.
Yeah, but they both land like face first on the porch roof, and then flop over onto the ground face first.
But the guy lands.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I think it's a stuntman
on the kid dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, like it's whatever they did, it looks painful as shit.
Yeah. Obviously, kid has died from his injuries in this fall, but no, because in the next shot, the kid's like, "Hey, what happened? I was on the roof,
laying on the ground with a crossbow bolt through his leg." And and they just walk up, same shot as with the wife, shoot this like 3-year-old kid.
Yeah,
and we're like, "Whoa!" Like, whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah, they have now murdered the rest of Steve James's family.
Yes,
and
all the Steve James are dead.
Yeah, but this one is like the level of like, hey, let's yank out your wife's corpse and drag it around behind a motorcycle.
It's pretty harsh.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty harsh. They did not need to motivate, these guys to die any more than they died, or any more than they need to.
They were already evil enough. They're just like, all right, we're going to bump up that evil to 11 at this point.
Yeah, and
they didn't.
Hunter is laying there. Dudikoff is laying there, crossbow bolt in his leg. He's just fallen off the roof, and then they basically say, "We're taking your sister. Go be here at this point in time because you're now going to be part of our most dangerous game hunt."
Yeah, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, and then they basically say like, "If you do this, we won't rape her."
Basically,
it's in fancier words, but they say something like know in Latin, like, "Well, she'll be a virgin" in Latin,
right?
Yeah, and if not, use your imagination. And then they go crack, gun butt to the head, and then leave.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much the most awful thing possible.
Yeah, and then it's like. Time passes, and
well, the authority figures show up at the cabin the next day.
Time passes, and so it's like the next day, and smoldering ruins and burnt corpses and everything, and they're like, "Hey, where's Hunter? Where's the kid? Where's the sister?
Yeah.
We don't know."
Yeah, because the guys also told him, obviously, don't tell anybody,
right?
Or what happens. So he's vanished, and they're just like, we can't let anybody know about this. Like, we just got a senator candidate shot who was under our protection, and the whole house burned down. Probably not a good idea to let that get out.
Nope.
So
keep this quiet.
Yeah, and then the next scene is like them in their little base, and they're like, "It's been 10 days, and we can't find Dudikoff anywhere."
Yeah.
And then the boss guy's just like, he doesn't trust anybody anymore. He's gone underground.
It's like when he wants to be seen, he'll be seen. Little tiny bit of Richard Crenna-ing, but not enough.
Yeah.
But then, like, Dudikoff just pops out of a swamp. He's just like, hey. Like, next scene.
Yeah, he is at the...
this whole fucking scene, Jesus.
Yeah, way too long, but it's just a Creole Cajun party of the worst dregs of humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like white power.
Yeah, it's like it's like the grossest, most rundown plantation you've ever seen. All the elite dudes are like hanging out upstairs in this plantation house, just polishing their crossbow, and just waiting. Like, man, can't wait for Dudikoff to show up. This is gonna be great.
Why did we say 2 weeks? Why didn't we just say a week?
Yeah,
it's been so long.
Well, they wanted his wound to heal, which it did completely.
Oh yeah, he was magically healed.
Yeah, so he gets out of the swamp and wanders through this party for a long time, just kind of being directed by Cajun redneck assholes with guns.
Yeah, I mean, there's like hundreds of people here. I mean, it's like when we say party, I mean it's basically a little swamp town.
Yes. Yeah, they're all partying hard.
I mean, it's so much a swamp town that there's little sections because basically he starts to go up to the house, sees them up on the porch, and then is like surrounded by guys with guns, and they're just like, go that way. So he again wanders through this party, continually being directed by guys with guns out of nowhere, until like this weird Cajun drag queen madam guy comes out of nowhere and
a man.
Yeah, and then he's basically like, where's my sister?
Well, he's like, I'm interested in a 12-year-old.
Yeah,
and he's like, ooh.
Yeah,
it's like blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Get to where is my sister?
And then it's like this lady guy takes him to her basically, and then he gets kicked out into the swamp for his troubles. Because they're they're putting makeup on her and about to send her out to be, a swamp whore, I guess. But I'm just saying, this is like this. That's what I'm saying. Like,
they
this
need
weird,
fresh jeans in that fucking place.
Well, I just mean this weird fucking,
I don't mean pants.
bayou town because, like I said, there's this weird red light district and the fishing district and
party
it's
district.
fucking weird. And
it is kind of strange.
anyway, so he grabs her and knocks everything out of the place, and then it's just like, let's get the fuck out of here. And it's still kind of directed by people with guns.
They're steering him to where he needs to go, which is over to the dock.
Yeah, and then basically he's just like, I guess we jump in the water and start swimming.
Yep.
And they come up, the four evil guys, the hunter guys, not hunter, are like, all right, we'll give them 30 minutes. And as they're gearing up and putting on all their weird masks and taking all their weapons and everything.
I would have liked a prequel to this just to see those guys picking out their costumes. Like how they're deciding
origin stories?
Yeah, like how they decide, I'm going to always be this guy. Or,
Avenging Force Origins.
Yes. That it could be just a 10-minute DVD bonus, but I just want to see them deciding, ooh, check this mask out.
This was my father's weirdo mask.
I wanted all of that, but we didn't get it. They just suit up and then let's go get him.
Yeah.
And
But basically they swim through and a storm is coming. They have to say that a storm is coming when there's Disney lightning, as you said, up
Disney
in the sky.
villain lightning.
Yeah, and it's hand drawn lightning, and then
like you know what that means? Rain means gators.
Yeah, that was gonna say that the rain brings the gators out, and then that never fucking comes up. Nope. They couldn't afford a gator attack.
Probably would have been
They did have one little tiny 2-foot gator jump off of something like a baby
like,
gator.
Yeah,
yeah, but so they go swimming through the swamp and they find this, I guess part of a sewer system or something. They find this little overgrown room thing that they crawl in and sleep there for the night. So it's now morning.
Yep.
Sarah, the sister, and whatever,
Matt Hunter.
Matt Hunter. They sleep through the night, and then he wakes up because he hears a twig snap outside, and this is what I don't understand. He sees the it was the white-faced samurai guy, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
guy from Star Trek.
Yeah. So he sees him and then is throws a rock into the water and gets the guy's attention when he completely had the drop on him.
Oh yeah.
And then starts to, I guess he wants to lead him away from the hovel so his sister will be safe or something. But they go running off and then start mud fighting because everybody mud fights in this.
The entire finality of this movie takes place during a massive rainstorm.
Yeah,
in the swamp.
Or the aftermath.
So it's water everywhere, mud everywhere.
In thigh-deep water, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So...
But he's fighting this guy with the katanas and everything. He's got a katana and the little sword.
Katana Jr.
Yeah. Yes. Katana Jr.
Wakizashi?
Yeah, that
Wakizashi?
thing. Sure. Anyway, so he's fighting this guy. At one point he's fighting him at first with just a stick that he's picked up.
Yep.
Yes.
And
which is the strongest stick.
Deflecting sword swings with this stick. And it's
It's petrified wood.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously not a Hanzo sword. Things.
They got it at the dollar store.
Yeah.
What are they? It's not very sharp.
No.
He was like, man, I got this katana and this Tweety Bird t-shirt. This is great.
They got it at the flea market?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, obviously, with that staff thing, this switchblade staff. Dude, we got some
not quite legal weapons hut.
we got some
which is partnered. Actually, it's not quite legal Ltd. And there's a weapons side and a
Everything
pet
else,
side.
yeah.
And I got some patchouli incense, so this will be great.
Oh, good. Some knockoff CK1.
Yeah. Got some CK2. It's twice as good. But yeah, anyway, so he's fighting this guy with a stick, and it's not even remotely making a dent on the stick. And then eventually he grabs Katana Jr.
Yep. Thank you.
It's easier to say than whatever it is. I think is it a Tanto or
Yep.
No, Tonto is
the smaller one.
Is the smallest
Okay,
one.
whatever.
Wakizashi.
Yeah.
It's
Katana
a katanito.
Yes, Kanatito.
Kanatita.
Katana Jr.
Katanita.
Just say
Katanita.
Just say Katana Jr. It's
Grabs
funnier.
Katana Jr., fights with him for a second, and then the guy's like, ha, whoops, and that goes off into the swamp. And then he knocks the guy's real size katana off, and then it's just all right, let's fight. So they fist fight for a while, and I don't know. He
throws him on the tree stump.
Yeah, there's these pointy tree stump things.
Yeah. And he just throws that guy right onto it.
And it's a good leg thrash.
Oh yeah, guy gives a good death.
Oh, and also he's like,
oh yeah,
Yes.
yes,
Another realistic reaction.
yes,
to getting
another
a tree
fantastic
stump
death.
stabbing.
Yep.
which I should point out that guy was actually Marco Limo from Deep Space Nine and Arena.
Yes.
So BMFcast alone.
Yeah.
But yes, he's now dead.
Yeah. One down.
And then he fights the Gimp.
Well, no, he goes back to the hole, and he's like, God damn
right.
it, the fucking kid, I told her to wait right here. And then he goes out and is like whisper yelling for her, which immediately alerts, Mad Max guy.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, who has the drop on him, of course. And what is his weapon of choice that he has? What's Mad Max's super weapon?
At first he had a crossbow, but then he just ditches it.
Oh, for his big ass knife?
And then he just uses his giant ass knife.
Yeah, I guess he lost his... It probably broke his shitty switchblade spear because...
Yeah. It was one use only.
The springs just don't work. You can't reload it.
No.
Oh, I got wet with the blood. It's useless now.
Yeah, you have to retire it.
It rusted apart seconds after it was used.
Do not get wet. Do not use.
Do not feed
to
after
contact
midnight.
another person. So this fight, so still pouring rain, still in the swamp, but this one has its own theme to it because Mad Max guy is also a wrestler, and he's just busting out belly to back suplexes and backbreakers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he murders.
Yes,
he murders Dudikoff.
Yeah, Dudikoff is not showing any elite training in any of this. He's basically just getting his ass kicked for the entire fight and then pulls it out at the last second.
Wait, no, there's some movies where fights are realistic. Guy gets punched once or twice, it's over, like a real fight. This is one of those, like they live fights where it's just you can get hit 1,000 times and you'll be fine.
And this is what I like. I'm not the biggest Dudikoff fan, but I love how he sells getting his ass kicked.
Oh yeah, he's very good at selling.
He's one of the best guys for selling. Like, like you just uppercutted me and
yeah. Well, I mean, like the finishing move in this fight is Dudikoff getting thrown onto a giant tree trunk on the ground on his back, which you're dead. I'm sorry, your back is broken.
Yeah.
You're gone. That's it. You're done. But bad guy makes the mistake of like climbing onto Dudikoff and just like, well, now who's got the upper hand? And Dudikoff basically just kicks him in the crotch.
Yep.
Because Dudikoff's tactics the entire time is get his ass kicked, but make it seem like he got his ass kicked a little bit more than he did, so that at the last second he can, bust out a secret move and and get the guy, get the drop on the guy.
Yeah. But yeah, then I like as the guy's like, "Oh my nuts!" He basically reaches in his like waistband and grabs a knife and just stabs him in the. And this is at the point that the sister comes around the corner and is like, "You just murdered that guy!"
Yeah.
And so he's like, "You okay? Where were you? I was looking for you."
It's like I would have come right back. I told you to stay here, but let's go.
And then the young senator guy is the next guy that he fights because his super cool, awesome weapon. Shotgun. Pistol grip shotgun.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Everybody else has crazy swords and knives and everything, and
shotgun.
You bring a shotgun. I mean, whatever.
He brought a shotgun to a sword fight.
Yeah, that shotgun had like 40 shells in it.
Yeah.
Before you had to reload.
Exploding rounds.
It was about normal. I mean, I think he only took like 8 shots. Anyway.
Took like 30 shots.
Yeah, okay, fine. But he shoots at him and apparently like wings the sister because like they're running away and he kind of like throws her on the ground and is like, stay here, and then like keeps trying to get his attention. And eventually, like, the shotgun finally runs out of ammo, and he chucks a grenade at him, which actually gets air ramped, towards him.
Yeah.
And again, he's just laying there in the swamp, like, face down. He's like, haha, I got you. And then...
Get ready for duded takeoff.
But again, he's, like, playing possum, and they fight some more. I don't even remember how he dispatches this guy. Anyone? I'm trying to remember. It's weird. Like
I think he just ends up stabbing him.
Does he?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't remember.
The guy pulls out a knife, and he gets the knife away from him and stabs him to death.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. He just kind of the guy keeps calling him Cuz.
Oh yeah, because he's a kindred spirit. They're both young. They're both elite fighting men.
I guess.
Sure. Yeah, but he does stab this guy because this guy lets out like this kind of weird smile, like "thank you for releasing my pain" or whatever. It's
kind of a dull one because there's like no agony of this guy or anything. It's just kind of like he gets on top of him and then stabs him in the gut. And the guy's like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah.
Yep. So then it's like he has the sister again. He's carrying her and she's fading out because she's been shot, I guess, in the shoulder. And so like they're swimming and like they could see civilization. There's a bridge and there's some people fishing on the shore. And he's like, "We're free."
Well, they get to the magic spot that the dudes were in the beginning of the movie. It's like whatever like the last chance exit is to get to the freedom.
Sure.
They're like, "Oh, there's the obstacle course. As soon as we get there, we're free.
Yep. And that's when Fidelio pops out of the water and it's like, "Rah!"
Which he had to have been under there a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a little snorkel in that crazy setup.
But
too.
he's just like, yeah!
Yeah.
Starts choking out Dudikoff, and Dudikoff basically stabs him what we figured was in the crotch. By the way he reacted to it, it must have just been in the meaty part of the thigh.
He said leg later. He's like, how's your leg doing?
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I mean, this guy is just yelling, and then he takes a breath and kind of looks back towards Dudikoff and starts yelling again, like, in case you didn't know, ow. And he just fucks off into the woods.
Right.
So
and they swim off. And then it's back to command center.
Well, they swim off and then cut to Dudikoff just basically kicking in the door.
Well, yeah, it's like brief shot of the command center, and then just like good thing there was nobody standing behind that door because it's just like wham, and he's like, he's got sister in his arms, and he's like, "This is my sister. She's very important to me. If she dies, I'm holding everyone here responsible."
Yeah. They're like, "Get the doctor, get the doctor."
Seriously, I think he means it.
Yeah. So they go get the doctor. The doctors come in. They're like, "Okay, we'll take care of this. Don't worry, Dudikoff." And he's just basically like, I got them all, sort of. There's one guy left. I know exactly where he is.
Yeah, because he rifled through the dude's wallet and found the picture. And with all the X's. And does he show it to him then?
Yes.
Yeah, he shows it to the bad guy from Pray for Death.
Did he? Because I thought he just said, "I killed these people."
Oh, right. No, he doesn't. He doesn't pull the photo out. He shows it to the bad guy.
Yeah, he's like, "I've killed these 3 people. There's one left."
Yeah,
and another person we don't know who they are.
And the 5th point of the pentagon.
Pentangle.
Quantum pentanglement.
Yes.
The pentagon.
Yeah, but he's basically like, "I don't trust any of you fuckers, and it's probably you, boss. But I'm not gonna say anything until I know. But meanwhile, I'm gonna go to this guy's house."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because, again, he's having a racist dinner party. This time, he's got a little tiny kitten that he's just like...
Why did he have a kitten?
I don't know.
He's friendly to animals, but his opening line to his dinner party people is basically, "And Hitler was right." And they're all like, "Clingy, clingy, clingy, clingy." Like, yes, absolutely.
Right.
You represent our interests.
I honestly, I think it was... Basically, Hitler was right.
Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, yeah."
And they're like, "Oh, that's a,
sure.
That's a very good point."
Yeah,
it's
you're
like,
awesome, dude.
It's like, no, that's not it. No.
Yeah. But no, these guys are all...
And then Smarmy Butlerface walks in and he's like, "Sir, there's a person here who looks rather rough."
There's a man at the door. Dreadful. He looks rather
dreadful.
Here's a note. And the note is that picture with the crossed out faces and him circled and super like angry red.
Yeah. And he's just like, "Haha, I'll be right back."
Excuse me, gentlemen. And pocket doors are always cool for an exit. Like, excuse me.
Yeah. And he says something cool.
They're like manly curtains.
Yeah, exactly. And he says something cool when he shuts the door. I don't remember what he says, but he has a line.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, but
no.
But he goes into like the study, and just there's
it's the foyer.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but he just turns around and Dudikoff.
Foyer? Yeah,
Dudikoff is standing there, bloody, muddy, just a fucking wreck, and he's just like,
He looks dreadful.
Yes, he's just... "I'm going to kill you." And he's like, "Well, why don't we go up to the Great Hall?"
Well, he says, "We have unfinished business."
Yeah. "Follow me upstairs."
If you look to your left, you'll see some racist shit. If you look to the right, more racist shit. Oh, and also here's the Great Hall. Pick your weapon.
Which is just a room of weapons.
I have an armory.
Yeah. And
medieval armory.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just all...
And here he is. He was king of the Wicker people.
Yeah. And he was just like, "I'll take this stick."
Yeah.
And John P. Ryan's like, "Okay.
All right.
I'll take this stick with a pointy end on it."
Oh, you've bested.
Ha-ha. And they fight. And, they keep trading up weapons.
But at one point, he gets crazy guy gets a mace.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Morningstar, yeah.
Yeah, and Dudikoff has a shield. And he's just like, "Oh!"
Oh, he actually goes,
He's so stoked. He's just like, "Look at what I'm about to do to you now." And that's when Dudikoff just picks him up and like throws him over his head into a weapon case.
He kind of charges at him, and he flips him with the shield over into the case.
Yep.
Yeah, he flips him. Flips him for real.
And then the dude grabs a sword.
Mm-hmm. They have a sword fight.
They have a quick sword fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, Dudikoff's got the classic scimitar with, the scarves on the bottom, and the other guy's, I don't know, it's got a general sword or whatever.
A saber.
Yeah.
And Dudikoff like throws him down the stairs,
That was pretty cool.
where there's a crewman hiding.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
It was a little strange.
Yeah.
I blinked and I missed that. I'm sad.
Yeah.
There was this guy on the stairs, like, trying not to be in the shot.
Yeah, but he was totally in the shot. So bad guy goes down the stairs, and Dudikoff follows him down, and they're fighting, back in the entryway. And there's a statue with a pointy staff. And bad guy gets the drop on Dudikoff and has got the wire around his neck and starts winding it, and just there's a good 2 minutes of just choking out Dudikoff.
Far too long.
And Dudikoff is totally selling this. I mean, he is just. They might have actually been killing Dudikoff.
Yeah, because his eyes are like bloodshot.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he is just.
Yeah, he's kind of got the Arnold Schwarzenegger on Mars
Yes.
thing going on. Yeah.
Yes. And then there's just sort of a quick, Dudikoff sees the pointy statue. He's like, oh, I'll just throw you onto that.
Yeah, just kind of back into it.
Yeah. And man, John P. Ryan's reaction to this is shock and amazement and it all mixed with pain, but it's just he just eyes just huge and just screaming what the fuck did you just do? What the fuck just
How dare
happened?
you?
Yes. And as he pulls himself off of this thing, which makes him yell even more. And then the whole time locked eyes with Dudikoff as he's doing this, and even as he drops down to his knees, just staring at Dudikoff and yelling is fantastic. It's just all the deaths in this movie are so almost realistic, not movie deaths. They're not cool deaths. They all just die.
actually, no, they are kind of realistic, but they're also movie Old West staggering.
Kind of.
I mean, like the Gimp guy when he gets shot with the crossbow in the chest. He's just I just got shot with a crossbow.
Oh, yeah,
but then he kind of stumbles towards him.
He does a great stunned stagger, what the shit just happened? But yeah, John P. Ryan goes down. He's dead.
DED.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's basically.
That's more or less the end of the movie.
Yeah,
he goes back.
He goes back and kind of accuses the head of the agency of being the other
Well, plus he's his sister.
pentathlon
His
guy.
sister's going to be fine.
Right.
Pentathlon, whatever it is.
Yes, the pentathlon. But yeah, he's there's one more guy out there. Who is it? He's all right, we'll never know.
Yeah, they had very good intelligence, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. It's
He's
he
pulls him aside. He's like, "Are you insinuating anything?" He's like, "Insinuating? No,
no."
No, I'm just letting them know that
don't
if they
even know
show
the
up
meaning of the
again,
word.
I will kill the rest of them too.
Yep.
They said they're ramping up. Well, I think he goes I was told that there's still one unknown person in this. They're ramping up for something big. I want them to know I am too.
Yeah.
Walk towards the camera.
Oh, I'm just getting started.
Yeah, I'm just getting started. Yeah. Walk towards the camera. Freeze frame. And
Avenging Force.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, and then it's almost like a '70s, title card because it's Avenging Force, little font in the bottom, and then
a Golden Globus production. Yeah, it's fuck
Avenging
yeah.
Force will return in Force Avenging. Part 6.
Was there a sequel?
Nope.
Avenging Force.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marvel's Avenging Force.
Force.
Age of I don't know.
Yes.
Hunter.
Age of Hunter.
Age of Huntron.
So
The
It'll be in
matinee.
future.
And then you get some sweet, crazy guitar solo music over the closing credits. Just the out of control trumpet player on the soundtrack for American Ninja is now playing guitar on the on the end of this because
He's very talented.
He's just wow, just the whole 10 minutes of closing credits.
Yep.
But that's the end of the movie.
Yep. And then we rate it as promised earlier, and by every other episode.
Yes, that is the premise of our show.
We need to stop making promises.
We do all right.
We just not rate one day.
We're writing checks that our asses can't cash.
We're rating checks that our
Yep.
BAMFs can't cash.
I'll rate.
Okay.
I really like this movie. I thought this was a great movie. It really didn't have a lot of downtimes. The sister got annoying at points in time, but then it kind of never had that oh my god moment. So it's going to go right at 4 jocks. It's not quite to the 5 jocks level because there was nothing that was just that. But I really enjoyed this. This was a good murder fest movie. It's unfortunate what happens to Steve James and his family.
Yeah.
That was a bit much.
Kind of harsh.
And maybe people didn't die brutally enough, but it still was, as far as revenge flicks go, pretty well done.
Yeah.
there's a lot of avenging that happens.
There is.
There's some.
But yeah, I agree with 4 jocks. I was teetering between a 3 and a 4 because of the grossness of what they do to Steve James and all that, and the fact that those guys just don't get it as rough as they probably should. But just the overreactions to the deaths and just the general craziness, and Dudikoff selling, getting his ass kicked. He would have made a great wrestler. Yeah, I'd say 4 is a solid 4 is a solid rating for this one.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun with it.
Well, I felt that the Avenging was a little forced.
Oh, was that a joke? I'm sorry.
That was a sad joke.
I need an applause sign.
you wouldn't have got it on that joke.
That was a sad joke. No, I don't know. There's something about this movie didn't exactly connect with me. It felt like it sagged a lot in the middle, and for what they did to Steve James and his family, I did not feel that anyone was avenged properly. There needed to be more and more brutal avenging. So, it only gets 2 jocks out of me.
Needs more brutal avenging.
Needs more brutal avenging, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would write at the top of its test.
Okay.
Give it 2J.
Red ink.
Needs more brutal avenging.
Gotcha.
Especially for having Avenging in its title. He just kind of beat a few dudes up in the end. He didn't, burn anyone to death, dip them in molten lead.
They still are dead.
Yeah, but they didn't get the pain associated with being avenged.
They acted like they were in pain.
They acted like it, but that's only because they're terrible actors.
Well, maybe.
Overactors.
By terrible, you mean great.
Yeah,
right?
for what we need. I was kind of between... I was all over the place, really. I was somewhere between, 2, 3, and 4 watching it and then us talking about it. But I think us talking about it helped me kind of put together what I feel like this movie would be with a bunch of friends, obviously, and I'm gonna give it 4 jocks. I kind of liked that the end of it, the avenging part at the end, was all in this torrential rainstorm and in a swamp, and it wasn't like an explosion fest, even though that would have been awesome too. You've seen that a lot. So this was, the only thing that was kind of a letdown for me was that he just never felt like an elite anything. He just felt like a dude. He certainly didn't feel like the same character Chuck Norris was. He didn't have superpowers and all those things, but I don't know. I kind of I was a little worried when it was presenting itself as the most dangerous game again, because we've seen so many of these goddamn things, but it kind of flipped that by putting someone in it who knew the situation and was actually trained to deal with it. Yeah. So I think it has a lot of interesting stuff to it for for canon, a B grade movie. It is not their A game. It is just their we've got $250,000. Let's make a quick movie.
It did relatively little with the most dangerous game sort of premise.
It was just the intro, and
it wasn't really. A couple guys got murdered, and then
I was worried that was going to be the entire movie.
Yeah, Dudikoff wandered around the woods for 5 minutes and accidentally, ran into a couple dudes and killed them.
Yeah. So I just appreciate that it didn't just do that formula again, because I'm tired of seeing it.
Yeah, I do kind of wonder what kind of movie it would have been if Chuck Norris had come back for it.
Way better.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So. I mean, he would have fit better into the whole guy on the ranch stuff early on, because Dudikoff looks way out of place. Yeah, in a cowboy hat and boots and all that.
But he would have been walking around with a denim vest on the entire time and no shirt. Yes. And it would have been. I don't know. I don't know.
It's one of those great what ifs.
Yeah, we'll never know.
But I would never have known that this was a sequel to Invasion USA.
Oh no, and it might as well not be. I mean, that's just a little trivia nugget. It's really they never even acknowledge any connection in any way.
Yeah. So. That he saved the USA?
Yeah, from invasion.
Yeah, well, those guys should have been thanking him instead of trying to kill him.
So.
Oh, well.
Well, how about we take a break?
Okay. Sure.
Break.
Monster break.
Break. Warrior need break badly.
Break.
Professor Elliot Glastonbury.
The third. Doctor of Dental Sciences.
Rain your racism down upon us, Professor. I want to know what he was a professor of. White studies.
God, could you imagine if that actually existed?
Is that like the country club community college?
Yeah. It's just
Everybody takes white studies.
history of white people.
Jeez Louise.
Oh.
I see somebody moved my
Chair.
my camera.
Somebody move your camera?
Yeah, it's aimed way low.
Oh, I didn't touch it.
You liar.
You were the last one here.
Wish you weren't a liar,
You're
Chuck.
a liar. You are.
Well, we didn't stream last time, so I didn't see what it looked like. Last time I was here. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought, Chuck. I'm onto your game. Chuckles. I'm onto your game, Billy.
Drink your orange juice.
God, the way Robert Logis just slams down that that orange juice carton.
Yep. It was probably like the 900th take.
Yeah, some commercial director telling Robert Loggia what to do, and he's just like,
Blam.
I was in Scarface, you piece of fuck.
Pay me.
It's got all the calcium of a glass of milk, Billy. So fucking drink it. Put it in your mouth and swallow.
Let's check one out.
I'm gonna get some water.
You should totally get some water.
Totes Watts.
Water toast.
Always record.
What? Yes. We're recording.
No, I know. You were snapping, and I was... I did like that he called him Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy.
And that it was a trigger immediately for both of us.
Yeah, of course it was. What is the secret of your power? Oh, we're gonna get flagged for our wonderful rendition.
Nah, it's okay. It's okay.
No, probably not close enough.
Nah, it's a little off.
Is it? Thanks. I saw some movies. What were they?
I don't know.
Shh.
Sure. Shush me.
I did. I shushed you.
Talk about
Shushed
what?
you good.
Shut your face.
Or shoot your face. Creepy shush person.
Something wrong with those.
Yes, there is.
Mm-hmm. I have
I saw 2 movies.
a movie to talk about, and then Mackie, I'll contribute to what Mackie talks about.
Okay.
Yep.
I saw a pretty new movie, technically speaking.
Mine is from 2005.
Yeah, mine is sort of brand new, sort of.
Sort of brand new.
Sort of.
Mine is from 1982, 1985, 1988, and 2008.
I know what they are.
Yep.
I've been waiting 3 weeks to talk about this
I
fucking
know.
movie.
I'm sorry, Chuck. I'm sorry.
Sorry. It's kind of remarkable that neither of us had seen them.
I know.
I still have never seen the third one.
You can
You picked the right one
continue
to skip.
Right, not doing that.
No, I need
It's
to.
not that.
I need to see it at some point.
Sure.
Yeah, it's. You're just gonna be like, huh?
Yeah, I know.
What movie?
Rambo 3.
Oh, you watched all the Rambos.
I did.
So did I.
The Rambers.
A month ago.
Shut up. I got an idea, Chuck.
Yeah.
Would you shut your fucking mouth?
All right, sir.
I have 1993 and 2003.
We are just moving through the decades.
I'm ready.
Are you? All right, well, let's do this.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
All right, welcome back.
Hey, BMFcast.
Hey, the
Second half
BMFcast.
Second half.
So, what
Half
do
two.
you say we maybe think about talking some movies?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk
Okay.
movies we've seen.
We're changing up the second half, huh?
It's a new thing I thought we could try.
Sweet.
Do we all have movies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
I
all do.
saw a movie that is pretty much brand new,
Yeah.
more or less, sort of.
Yeah.
Go on.
I saw Snowpiercer.
Ooh, Snowpiercer.
I've heard things.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
So technically, it's not really new because it's been out, I believe, in its native land of Korea, which is not. It's a strange movie. It's a Korean director with a bunch of American actors for the most part, except for one Korean, a couple of Korean actors, and then it was filmed, I believe, in like Czechoslovakia or something.
That makes sense.
It's the guy that made The Host.
Is
Yeah.
it in English?
Yes, mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. So strange mix of movie there.
Snow Train.
Snow Train,
The movie.
I don't know exactly what I thought this movie was going to be, and whatever it is, it wasn't. All
right.
Which is not to say that's a bad thing. I really kind of enjoy this movie. Like I would say, I 90% love this movie. There's like a couple of things are a little odd, and I'm not entirely sure what the message is. But
Pierce the Snow. That's
Yeah.
the message.
basic plot summary in a nutshell is global warming became crazy. The government was like, we have developed a way to cool down the earth because things are getting too hot. We're going to shoot this chemical that we created up into the atmosphere. It's going to cool the earth. Problem is, it worked too well. It froze the earth.
Oh.
So
Whoops.
yeah, as shit was about to go wrong, they found this train. This guy that developed this train that would run forever, like it was perpetual motion engine train.
Yeah.
And they loaded up people that could afford it and a few survivors that just were there that they let on because they had space, and were like, we're going to just keep riding this train because we can keep it warm
High on cocaine.
and it'll it'll just keep going, and we can live here forever, and maybe the earth will eventually warm up. We don't know. But then it becomes this class system where the further you get to the front of the train is like first class and all the people that paid to be there, and then in the back is basically just awful, like worse than steerage class in the Titanic. Just like they will beat them and take people for whatever they need them for.
Sure.
And so that's what it's about. It basically
Is there a most dangerous game on this train?
no, not really.
Damn.
No. But yeah,
They're not throwing poor people into the engine to keep it going or anything.
I'm not going to get too into like details
Yes,
or
that
anything.
means yes.
Okay.
Snowpiercer is people.
I'm not going to confirm or deny anything
All right.
about anything.
Yes.
But Chris Evans,
Sergeant Piercer.
Chris Evans?
Yes, Chris Evans is in this,
Oh.
and he is like kind of the
Captain Snowpiercer.
unofficial leader to the poor people. There's also John Hurt, who is like their spiritual leader, but he's so frail and beaten that he can't actually really lead them. But
Right.
Chris Evans is the I'm strong and young and I can kick people's asses leader.
Sure.
And we're going to fight our way to the front of the train, basically. That's what the plot is.
That sounds interesting.
And a lot of people show up along the way. I was not aware of certain members of the cast, but there are other people you will definitely recognize. I almost wouldn't want to spoil because one of them is like a surprise, that a big character, and then someone else is like kind of so in makeup I didn't realize who it was. Made to look so weird. I probably should have, but I didn't as the movie was happening, and then the credits happened. I was like, okay, that's who that was. Shit.
It
Anyway.
was me.
But yeah, it's I really liked it. I mean, it's almost like this. It's almost I was talking about him last week, but it's almost like a Jeunet Caro movie in the terms of this futuristic weird setting that they're in. But it goes strange places occasionally, and I don't know. I mean, there's like elements where it's like sort of Hunger Gamesy, where it's like, well, that's not as clever as maybe it should be. It's a little too in your face of. Like a little more subtlety would be fine,
Right.
And then I don't know. Some of the motivation is like, okay, I get it, but then also I don't get it. Like so,
I think that's just a cultural thing. Like
it possibly is. I mean, I'm definitely saying watch the movie. I think everybody should watch the movie. So I'm not trying to poo-poo it. I just like when I started thinking about it afterwards, I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it, but then I also don't get it because what are your choices here? You're going to wreck this train society, but then what else is there?
Right.
There you go outside and there's insta death. So
that's bad.
yeah. So, yeah, like everyone's like, your first, I mean, at least Americans, your first motivation is like rebel. Yeah, fuck yeah, fight against the oppressors. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yay. But then when you like sometimes start to stop and think about it, it's like, well, maybe some order is not bad. Yeah.
Order, I mean, oppression.
Yes. Order good, oppression
Order
bad.
good, oppression bad.
Yeah, so anyway, but yes, definitely worth seeing.
There you go. I saved you $10. Order good, oppression bad.
Yeah.
Snowpiercer.
Yeah, that's
Also, Snowpiercer is people.
So
did they put it out in theaters here, or is it
it's
only on demand?
It's in theaters like currently, I believe, right now. But you can also watch it at home through on demand because it's been out for a while, I guess, in Korea.
Yeah.
I think they were kind of like, look, it's on Blu-ray in other countries. Just make it available, or people will just steal it.
Yeah.
So I think that was what their reasoning was. It's so easy to steal. Just here,
Yeah,
give them
give them an easier.
give them a $4 rental, or they can go to the theater if they want to see it that way.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was one of those cases of, they're going to edit the shit out of the movie before they put it out in the U.S. But then they, like, eventually, I guess the filmmakers won.
Good.
And so it's actually the full version of the
Okay.
movie.
That's rare.
Yeah, because it's a little bit long. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes, give or take.
Someone that, I can't remember who it was that I was talking to about it, said that it really could have used about 20 minutes cut out of it. Because it seemed a little bit long.
I don't know.
True? Not true?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it like it is.
Did you like the length of the Snowpiercer?
I did.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, on that subject real quick.
Yeah.
BJ mentioned seeing Grandmaster. I believe it was last week or the week
Or I
before.
mentioned saying, well, he was saying he saw Ip Man, and I was asking about.
Ip Man 2. Yeah, Ip Man and Ip Man 2 I saw.
Yeah.
I did not see the Grandmaster.
Yeah, Grandmaster, apparently it's the chopped up US version that's on Netflix right now. And I tried watching the original version, and it must have been the wrong night for that one. Because I love Wong Kar-wai's movies, but it was very much a lot of voiceover narration over slow motion and incredibly beautifully lit shots. But when you do voiceover narration and the subtitles don't say who's speaking, it becomes pretty much impossible to follow because that movie is jumping all over time and I think assumes that you already know the story of Ip Man and you're just kind of like watching the greatest hits of it sort of thing, as opposed to someone who doesn't really know the story, like me. So I'm just left going, I don't know, like I have no context for anything. And my wife just fell asleep. And that's why I was like, I should probably just shut this off and try another night. But
Is the king in this movie?
there's some, I don't know about the second half.
Nope.
Like, first 45 minutes, there's a couple good fights, but there's a lot of slow motion stylized stuff. It's not necessarily like,
It's like
here's a
Crouching
long
Tiger stylized or Wu
kind of
stylized.
Kind of, but I mean, there's not a lot of, like, there's one fight in the rain, of course, because there's always a fight in the rain that's in slow motion.
Usually
and
kind of worth it, though.
Yeah.
If it's done right.
That one's really good. There's a couple other ones that are pretty cool, but it seems like the fighting is not necessarily the point of that one.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
I may borrow it just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
But
It's always a good reason.
definitely in the mood for, I've been in the mood for just dude wrecking.
Yeah, but that was another one that was famously just cut for U.S. release, and people said it made a lot less sense, which that's scary.
Yeah.
Considering how little sense it made as it was. So.
So the other movie I saw was 2010. What else you got? Where?
Go ahead. 2010.
Okay. I just decided I was browsing Netflix and was like it was weird because I passed over House of Cards because it's on every single category. Watch House of Cards, which I have. And I was like, I really could go for some Kevin Spacey. What's I looked up Kevin Spacey. What does he have on Netflix? And I came across and I was like, oh, this will be relevant to the BMFcast's interest. I watched Casino Jack.
Oh, yeah.
About Jack Abramoff. So I was like,
oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, I should watch
Kangaroo
this.
Jack.
Yeah, I need to watch this movie.
Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like there's Red Scorpion posters all in the background of that movie, like throughout the whole thing.
It's funny they never acknowledge it.
No,
but they're there.
He mentions like, oh yeah, you produce. I produced 2 Dolph Lundgren movies, and I don't think he ever says my name other than the posters in the background.
Yep.
All right. So the funny thing about this movie is it's got Kevin Spacey. John Lovitz is in it. Barry Pepper.
It stinks.
Barry Pepper, who I normally hate, was in it and actually pretty good. So I give him credit there. I'm trying to think who else. I don't know.
It's one of those with a bunch of people in it.
Yeah.
Who have 2 or 3 scenes. And
Right. I really like the movie. The funny thing about it is like the way Kevin Spacey plays him, you kind of empathize with Jack Abramoff throughout most of the movie.
Yeah.
That like a lot of it was like he was complacent with what was going on, but not necessarily the 100% driving force of it, and that may be true. Who knows? I don't know.
They might have softened it.
Yeah.
Just because Spacey probably didn't want to look like a total asshole.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he makes him a very likable guy throughout most of the movie. There's a couple points where it's like, all right, you're an asshole, but it's like Barry Pepper is kind of more of the bigger asshole throughout most of the movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I it's worth a watch. I mean, it was to me, it was like it was the PG-13 version of Wolf of Wall Street, really.
Yeah.
So if you're like, I don't know if I want to show you Wolf of Wall Street, but here, watch this instead. Here's some guys living in excess and
then it all goes wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just fun, and like I said, relevant to the BMFcast interest. And now I know
Very
a lot
nice.
more about Jack Abramoff, which I wasn't really too keen on what he did or supposedly did.
Yeah. Bad
The
things.
government wasn't too keen on what
No,
he did
no,
either.
they weren't. Speaking of things that are relevant to the BAMFcast,
Oh.
I watched a BAMFcast movie.
Did you? Which one?
Yay, BAMFcast movie.
I watched one that I see on the shelf here every time I walk into the studio.
Which one is that?
I watched Stealth.
Stealth.
Yeah.
Why did you
Stealth.
watch Stealth?
I had it on Blu-ray
Okay.
and I
Why do
was
you
like-
have it on Blu-ray?
because it was $2. So there's not a lot to say about it, except that I went into it and I had absolutely no idea what that movie was about.
It's about stealth.
I know that now, but
Well, it's right in the title.
you don't know how relevant the titles are sometimes. Just with
From the
movie.
director of Triple X.
Yeah. So I was not expecting evil robot fighter jet. That was not ever something I was considering
So you
happening.
did not listen to the episode.
So you knew
No.
nothing
Okay.
about this
No.
movie then.
No, I
'Cause
tend
that's
not
all
to-
I knew about it.
Yeah, no. For some reason the movie was never on my radar, and
Haha.
Hey.
That's because it's stealth.
it was a stealth joke.
Get it?
Yep.
Am I right?
So
Right.
I was surprised at how competent the movie was. Like, well, I mean, it just none of it ever looked like this
Such
is
a mean thing to say, it seems like.
Well, it just seems like that era, like 2005, like CG looked like garbage, especially when they try to do crazy over-the-top action, and that's what this movie is attempting, because it's all, theoretical jets and robot jets and crazy shit like that. I was just surprised at how well done it was, and how good it looked, and I appreciated the scene where all of a sudden they just went to the beach for no reason, just so you could see her ass. Like, why is this happening? But I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, for these elite, like the three most elite pilots in the world, for someone, their commanding officer, to say to them, "Go mingle out in the general public."
They could have gone and played volleyball.
They could have, but that was on base. This was just off in Tijuana or wherever they were, and it was probably not the smartest thing to do with your
To be
most
fair,
elite fighting
Top Gun,
men.
they were going through school.
Yeah, they weren't.
They still
quite
yeah.
the elite, best of the best.
Also, to be
But
fair,
they're already in the military. They actually were already the elite. They were picked to
But
go
they were
to
learning
the
to be eliter.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
The elitist.
Most elitist.
Yes, most elitist.
more eliter.
Yeah, they weren't known yet.
Oh.
It seemed like these three were like world renowned. Like these are the hot shit because they're flying, super planes.
I don't think anyone knew
Chuck-
who they were.
I gotta say that is the least of that script's sins. All
I mean,
right.
I admit, like halfway through it, I was kind of only half paying attention to it because it got really dumb.
I like when he downloads all the music.
Yes. Yeah. Robot Plane downloads all the music.
All the music.
All the music.
Literally all of the music.
Yeah. Kind of really dumb to put a robot fighter jet out in the world, especially after it has shown examples of fucking up and disobeying orders. For them to go, give
That-
the robot another chance.
That robot fighter jet, yes.
My favorite thing is still that their first mission with him is a live combat mission
Yeah.
where they are told
yeah.
literally seconds before they're taking off. They're
Yep.
like, oh yeah, and you got a robot fighter jet with you. Mm-hmm. Good luck.
Yep. And good luck
Life or
taking
death.
out
Good
basically Osama bin Laden and
Yeah.
the rest of the world's most renowned terrorists in one building. Yeah.
And none of them are like, maybe we could do a training mission or something first.
Nope.
Simulator, maybe.
Yeah.
Save it.
No.
Save it for next. Nope. Nope. Go.
No. But, big dumb movie. It was all right.
A review
Eh.
by
Yes.
Chuckle.
I've watched bits of it when it's been on cable.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's
Yeah.
totally all right. Didn't hate it.
Screen filling explosions.
Yep.
So there's that.
And screen filling dad ass.
Screen filling dad ass.
Yep.
That screen filling ass.
So,
So BJ,
Yes.
you watch anything?
Speaking of ass, No, I watched movies.
You've got my attention.
Yeah, I know I do.
Do tell.
I watched a couple movies about kicking ass.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
That's
yay.
the first time we've ever had that reaction to ass kicking. Like, kicking ass. Oh.
Oh,
Sorry to disappoint you guys.
go on.
So I watched a couple movies. I watched 1993's Iron Monkey, starring a guy whose name I can't pronounce, and Donnie Yen. Wrong Yu, maybe that's right.
Sure.
But it's a Wu Ping Yen movie, and he is kind of awesome. He's done everything basically.
Is the fight choreographer from The Matrix and stuff.
And everything else.
Yeah.
Like anytime you see amazing martial arts scenes, you got about a 75% chance it's
I think he was Crouching Tiger too, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Crouching Tiger and Kill Bill. He did the fight choreography for. But Iron Monkey is a bit of Robin Hood-ish story. There's a martial artist / doctor that is stealing from the corrupt governor of this random place in China, and it's actually the fighting is very much similar to Crouching Tiger. It's wuxia, or however you pronounce it, and it's eventually Donnie Yen shows up, and he's trying to catch the Iron Monkey guy, who is the bad guy for, according to the governor, and then they team up to kick ass. But there's a lot of amazing ass kicking in this movie. It's beautifully done. I really like Donnie Yen is my new favorite martial artist. He's just got a style that I really like. It's kind of somewhat effortless. I'm so much better than you at kicking your ass. I just make you look stupid, sort of. But it's not like Aikido make you look stupid. It's that I'm standing there and moving my arms and legs faster than you can imagine, sort of ass kicking. But fun to watch. There's a lot of that weird, wacky sort of martial arts movie sensibilities in places.
Yeah, like wire fu. I mean,
Yeah.
basically where people can just kind of sort of fly if they need to.
Yeah. And like standing 1 foot on a pole, and another guy jumps up into the air, and somebody kicks him, kicks his foot, and that propels him on top of the person standing on the pole. Sure. So he's like doing standing 1 foot on top of somebody's head, who is standing 1 foot on top of a pole, and everything else is on fire.
Yep.
And all that sort of crazy wire food. So it's a lot of fun to watch. If you like Crouching Tiger and like this, want to watch sort of a silly version of the same style of martial arts, then Iron Monkey should be your thing.
One of my favorite things about that is the kid. I believe it's Donnie Yen's kid. I think
in the movie,
is actually supposed to be a young Wong Fei Hung, who is a Chinese folk hero, Robin Hood kind of character. So it's interesting to they were like, let's incorporate him, but have him be a little kid and kind of like get his influences from the Iron Monkey. It kind of like inspired him. It's sort of like if there was a Batman before Batman, and he'd been a little kid and be like, I want to be like him when I grow up. So it's an interesting little extra tidbit.
And that kid kicks ass.
Yeah.
That I think it's actually played. I think that character is played by a girl, if I remember correctly. It's I can't find it. I won't be able to find it.
But I mean, I believe the
Shay Man Sang.
Yeah, the Jackie Chan. I believe the Legend of the Drunken Master is supposed to be Wong Fei Hung. So is Once Upon a Time in China, the Jet Li trilogy. So I mean, he's a character that's been in a lot of movies.
That is good to know. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kid is pretty amazing and fun to watch, because the kid does there's some scenes that are just holy shit with that kid that you're like, how is a 7-year-old doing this shit? And specifically like a couple things, like his dad has an umbrella, and he takes the umbrella because his dad, they get separated, but he's got the umbrella at one point, and he's just wrecking dudes with the umbrella and doing all sorts of crazy stunts with it. A lot of fun to watch. On a more serious, holy shit, how did that guy survive filming of this movie note, I watched Ong Bak from 2003, starring Tony Jaa.
The answer: they did not.
No, I think life is cheap in Thailand, and
Yep.
the easiest way to learn that is to watch this movie. People get hurt so badly.
Is that the one that starts with the tree? Everybody climbing up the tree?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And dudes falling out of the tree. There weren't any wires used in this movie, in stark contrast to Iron Monkey. No wires. It's all like straight up people being badasses. I don't think they even used any trampolines for jumping. Tony Jaa is a serious motherfucker. That dude, I am afraid of him. I don't want him in the United States.
I believe he's showing up in the next Fast and the Furious.
I hope he's not in the United States, because that would mean I need to leave. He is dangerous. There's one point, like, the first, like, real fight that he's in lasts all of a second and a half, because a guy runs at him and he does this kick that basically takes his leg across the dude's entire chest, and the guy just bang slams on the ground. I'm like, is this guy like? Did this guy die? Did we just see a guy die on screen? I think we did.
Yeah.
I think
Likely.
we did.
Yes.
And it continues. Like, dudes just get absolutely destroyed in this movie. And apparently, like, they had a huge hard-on for elbows to the head. Like, leaping elbows to the head. Because that's half of what happens in this movie, is Tony Jaa runs at somebody and jumps and elbows the fuck out of the top of their head. And apparently these guys were wearing, like, padding and then wigs on top of that, but it didn't look like it helped. No. There's not enough padding in the world for Tony Jaa's elbows to your noggin.
Amen.
And there are some points in this movie where somebody gets kicked in the face or kicked in the neck or again kicked in the chest, and they go down. And you can see, like, impact ripples when they're getting kicked or punched or elbowed. And I don't know, man, it's just so painful looking. So if these guys did not get destroyed, murdered, maimed, or otherwise inconvenienced in a living sort of way, then they did a really good job of filming it. One of the things that I really enjoyed about this, and there's one other thing, and then I'll be done. For some of the more impressive action scenes, they basically gave you an instant replay on them. Like, they'd show you one angle and then cut to the same thing happening in another angle. So you get to see the whole thing. Like, a guy falls through some scaffolding or something, and then they switch to another angle, and the guy falls through the scaffolding again, and then they switch to another angle. And that happens like a dozen times, and it's actually a really awesome effect, because you get to see, I don't know if they used multiple cameras for a single take and all use the same take, but they're
I'm pretty sure they did. I think that's, I don't know who started that, but I mean that's a common occurrence in the Hong Kong Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah, it's
roll a bunch of cameras, because you never know, like, if they're going to take out a camera.
Yeah, or that, or like, it's like he's going to jump from here to here. What's going to have the best, coolest looking angle? He's not doing it again.
Yeah,
he's going to jump across an alleyway at 10 stories up.
Yeah, but I mean the fact that they actually cut back to that same action 2 or 3 times, and you get to see it more than once is really cool. I like that. It was a good effect. The other thing is there's a tuk-tuk chase in this movie. I haven't seen a tuk-tuk chase in a movie before. I'm sure there is one, but it's fucking awesome. Like, these dudes are flinging these things around. The tuk-tuk, the little 3-wheeled taxi.
Basically a moped with a carrier thing for people.
Yeah. And they look like they're incredibly dangerous, and I'm pretty sure that they are incredibly dangerous because they're held together with hope. And just watching
They
these things.
actually have swan tape. It's not even duct tape.
Jokes. But seeing these things get flung around and flipped, and they shove a couple off of an interstate, off of an elevated interstate onto, nearly onto civilians. They drive one off the interstate into a building. Several explode. It's just ridiculous fun, and there's some fighting between a couple and jumping from one to the other. So the tuk-tuk chase is something to definitely behold. It's a lot of fun, and there's a really, 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 really annoying character, and they'll make you hate your ears. But she's not around for the entire movie, so she is, but she's not on screen the entire movie. So
That's fair enough.
Watch Ong Bak. Dudes Get Wrecked. It's awesome.
And then stop there. Don't watch the sequels.
Is Ong Bak 2 pretty bad?
They get progressively worse.
What kind of worse?
Will they impose like more safety regulations or something?
I don't know. I just I remember I really tuned out of 2, and I heard 3's even worse.
Oh,
I actually didn't even try to watch 3. I couldn't tell you a thing about 2.
that's a bummer.
The Protector is not as cool. It's
Americanized.
It's Americanized, but there's still some serious ass kicking. The Ong Bak 2 is I don't know, just not great.
Yeah, it's just it's a shame
what makes it not great?
I was bored immediately, and that was never a case in Ong Bak 1.
Is there not as much ass kicking as the annoying friend
I
back?
think they were just trying to they did that sequel thing of we need more story, and it's no, I want more dudes getting wrecked, not more story.
There's already too much story in Ong Bak.
Yeah.
I mean, not too much, but there was more
just
than
wanted his elephant back.
there was more than
Well, it
was
Protector,
necessary.
right? Protector was back in the elephant back, wasn't it? Didn't
Yeah,
it?
there wasn't.
Yeah, there's no.
I mean, there were elephants in the end of Ong Bak,
Yeah,
but
because it's Thailand. I think it's
Right.
by law.
you're
Yeah.
required to put elephants in.
Yeah.
We got some Thai elephants up
Yeah.
there. Some fucking elephants.
Yeah, I just wish that Tony Jaa had made it bigger. It's weird. It's everyone
like I
talks
said-
about Ong Bak, and they don't really talk about anything else from him.
Fast
And the
Furious 7,
Protector comes
pretty
up
sure.
kind of.
Oh yeah,
Pretty sure he's in that.
that's right.
Yeah, but this is how many years
Well,
since
yes.
Ong Bak?
Well, he's made at least 3 Ong Baks and sequels to other things, I believe. So if there's a Protector 2, maybe. But
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, never mind. That's rumored.
he probably was never really matched up with a good producer. I mean, that's one of the things that kept Jackie Chan going. Is we will feed you nothing but solid things, and probably whoever he's working with is I don't know, make another movie that made money.
Yeah.
We'll keep slapping your name on it.
Do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, what else? we
So,
got?
Chuck and I watched some movies.
Together?
Chuck's been wanting to talk about this because I held him off because I couldn't make it last week. I was supposed to be here last week to do it, but
Or the week before,
or the week before. Yeah,
because I watched these over the 4th of July weekend.
yeah. And I watched them last week,
Yeah.
or actually the 2 weeks before. But the Rambo series.
Yes.
Amazingly enough, neither Chuck nor I had seen any Rambo movies before this, in their entirety, start to finish.
Wait, never even First Blood?
I'd seen the first 2, like the Mad Max movies, on regular television before I was 12.
Oh, okay.
So it just didn't count.
Okay.
In no way did it count.
Yeah, and I never saw First Blood Part 2, even though I was in the prime demographic to see it
Yep.
at that time. But just never had a friend that had a copy that I could watch, basically, because my parents were never going to let me watch that. So.
Yeah. And I think as I got past 12, I was I saw that, and never really thought I need to see that.
Yeah, and I always heard that Rambo 3 sucked, so
Yeah.
never bothered.
Yeah. But yeah.
And then Grambo, I've been meaning to watch Grambo since it came out because everybody's been you need to watch Grambo. And I was I should probably watch the other ones first.
Yes.
Which I'm glad I did because it certainly adds a lot more to that character.
Yes.
But yeah, First Blood, the first one, is a legit awesome movie.
Yes.
It is.
Legit great to this day.
Yeah.
Not in any kind of
everything
retro
in that
way.
movie holds up.
Yeah.
The only question I had, I asked Chuck, because of how things happen with Brian Dennehy in that, I'm was it an early 80s thing where we were, as a country, were we just shitty to Vietnam vets? Were we they lost, so fuck those guys?
Yes.
Because it certainly seems like that's Brian Dennehy's attitude in this movie.
But the weird thing is that we go into that movie knowing he's a Vietnam vet. They don't know that until well after he's run off. I still do not understand Dennehy's motivation when he stops him and says, you can't come into this town wearing that jacket with that flag on it.
Because he's wearing it was pretty much assumed in the 70s that if you were wearing an army jacket, you were a Vietnam vet. Especially if you were walking around with it.
Yeah, and apparently the book
situation.
is set 10 years earlier.
Oh, okay.
And the conflict comes from him, Dennehy being a Korean War vet who feels slighted because everyone keeps talking about Vietnam and nobody gives a shit about Korea. Like, that's the motivation in the book, at least. And it doesn't necessarily translate over to, aside from, you're a vagrant and fuck off.
Right. But he's
you didn't do what I said, and I'm the boss here. You know, and that's kind of...
But Dennehy is torn. I mean, several times throughout this movie, he's like, he knows that he's got to basically murder this guy because shit's gone down. But he's also like, I probably really fucked this up. I should probably back off.
Yeah, there's very much a snowball effect in this movie. Like, one thing leads to another, leads to another. And that movie gets going quick.
Yes,
like,
it does.
I was legitimately shocked at, like, oh shit, like, he's out in the woods and we're off to the races here. And it is very much like a most dangerous game type thing, because there is, like, the whole manhunt for him that's happening, but the twist is very different on it in that
he's not being hunted by the best of the best.
Yeah. These are just dudes who are just like small town cops trying to catch this dude who they don't realize is like the most dangerous man on the planet.
Yeah.
Which Richard Crenna shows up to be Rambo's hype man and be like,
God, it's so fucking great.
Oh, he shows up and he's just like, he's like, I'm not here to protect him from you. I'm here to protect you from him.
Yep.
And then he's like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. He's like, no, I don't think you understand. Like, he will murder all of you if you piss him off enough.
I mean, I understand. I know the whole Poochie joke and everything about that, but the genius of First Blood is that whenever Stallone is not on screen, it's Crenna talking up Rambo.
Yep.
There's no dead air, no bullshit in any way, shape, or form. It is either Rambo doing cool shit or Richard Crenna saying Rambo is going to do cool shit. He's probably doing cool shit right now.
Yeah.
But because you and I are sitting here talking, we're not seeing it happen. But if we were, holy shit, you would be impressed.
Yep.
Because that man is a fucking murder machine.
Yeah. And then there's like this, there's so many, like, that movie doesn't waste any scenes.
Nope.
None of it. And apparently the original cut was 3 hours long and had like him delivering dialogue. Like, he barely says anything until like the end of the movie.
All that out.
Like, he is almost like this silent, broken man throughout the whole movie. And he goes out of his way not to kill anybody either.
Yeah.
Which is what my issue became with the other ones, where it's like, you got this guy Rambo, and he's not the same character he was in the first movie. Just accept that now.
Kind of. But what I especially like about the third act of First Blood is that he's basically like, I'm going to take out my revenge on this sheriff, but in any other movie, it would be hunt and kill the sheriff. In this, he's like, I'm going to fucking murder your entire town. And I don't mean people in your town. I mean your actual town.
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck it up beyond recognition. Your gas station, gone. Your Army Navy store, gone. Anything connected between those two, they're gone because both those buildings have fucking gone up in a nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just wrecking the everything.
Yeah, it's basically he's punishing Brian Dennehy for what he did.
Yes. But
He's
by
like,
not killing him.
This is everything you were protecting, and I'm destroying all of it.
And that's great.
Yeah.
That's the best of that movie. That's why I think that movie holds up, because it's different than everything that came after it.
And Dennehy, like, there's a point where he regrets everything that he's done. Because in the beginning, he's just like, no, fuck him.
Yep.
That guy's not beating me. Is basically his motivation. Is like, no, I'm the boss here. You don't get to beat me.
Well, eventually it sinks in, holy God, this guy is the best soldier in the world, and I've made a huge mistake.
Yeah.
And David Caruso in that movie is just the best naysayer.
Oh.
The entire movie is just like, I don't know, boss, maybe we shouldn't beat this guy.
Well,
I got a feeling about him.
Yeah, he's the freaking voice of reason.
Yeah.
Because he's like, and then when they say, like, no, this guy's a Green Beret, he's like, I don't think this is a good idea. Like,
he starts laughing.
He's like,
turn
back.
Hey, Chief, he's a Green Beret. You guys really fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like, he's coming to kill you too, David Caruso. But
yeah.
First Blood is legit great.
Yeah, and then you get to First Blood Part 2, which is legit great in a totally different way.
It's a cartoon.
It is. I mean, but it's...
No, there was a Rambo cartoon.
No, I know, but this was like the inspiration because, man, it's just...
2 is like, all right, there's a lot of setup in that first act.
Yeah.
But then once the second act hits, it's almost nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Krenna is there like to tell anyone within earshot that you don't fuck with Rambo.
Yep. Like,
and
whatever you're up
still
to
holds up.
Yeah.
And then they got like the slimy general and all that. But God, in that one, it's like they must have sat around in the writer's room or whatever and just gone, what would be a cool way for him to kill somebody with a bow? And they're like, yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Like
we'll put explosive tips on
explosive
those arrows.
arrowheads.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
So,
and like one guy's going to be shooting at him and just have him shoot that guy and that guy's going to explode.
It's just God, that first movie is like an apology for Vietnam. Almost. It's like, God, you know, like we fucked these guys up.
Yeah.
We really, that was a terrible idea. You know, it's almost like, you know, it plays out as the whole allegory where Brian Dennehy's kind of like the U.S. By the end, he's like, damn, we fucked up, but we don't know how to get out of this. Like I don't know how to end this well.
Right.
And then, you know, and that's kind of how that whole movie plays out. And then Rambo 2 is just like, here's how we fix what happened in Vietnam.
Yeah. Exactly.
We send this guy in to murder everyone.
It's Vietnam 2.
Yeah.
And not only do you get the satisfaction of righting the wrong of Vietnam, but you also get, and the Russians are here, and let's fuck them up too.
And they, and yeah, they piss him off too, but then the army general pisses him off because, like, God, they finally let Rambo just cut loose with tough guy lines because Stallone, you know, basically rewrote this one from what it was. But when he's just like, when he tells the general, he's like, because the Russians are trying to get him to give away the location or whatever, and he just goes into the mic, he's just like, I'm coming for you. And then just drops the mic.
Yep.
And the guy's like, kind of got the whole Dennehy thing again. Yeah. He's like, I'm fucked.
Yeah. And they pan over to Krenna and he's like, yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're totally fucked, dude.
Like, I told you, you don't fuck with Rambo.
Yep.
But yeah, that whole series is like just people selling Rambo. But then Rambo actually doing that shit.
Yes. Like, living up to the hype.
But it's also the difference between that and like Cobra is he gets his ass kicked a lot.
Yeah.
And he gets hurt a lot, and he's like, he feels like he's in peril and things are going to go wrong for either him or people that he's trying to help. Whereas Cobra is just like, oh, there's more dudes to mow down.
Yeah.
You know, and never feels like he's ever in any danger. And Rambo 3 is just, I know it's the one where he helps the Taliban, basically, the Mujahideen fighters, and the end is dedicated to the brave warriors of Afghanistan, which just kind of like hammers that nail a little harder of, yeah, we really fucked up in that whole situation too, didn't we?
But that's not that movie's fatal flaw.
Yeah, that movie's just dull.
Yeah.
Like that movie, I think it's the only movie that guy directed, if I'm not mistaken.
You're probably right.
Yeah, and it's just like no flair to anything. Everyone's going through the motions. It's kind of like, these guys are going to die because Rambo's here, and that's what Rambo does, is kills people.
Yeah. But it takes 45 minutes for that movie to get going.
Yes.
And for a series that, like, the first one started right away, the second one, kind of dicked around for a while.
The first one, it's like 12 minutes in. Yeah. The action starts.
Yeah. But this one takes a good 45 minutes of talking before stuff starts happening.
And then none of it's really interesting.
No. There's two legit, like, great kills in that. The one dude he kills with a hand grenade and hangs him at the same time, and then, you know, killing a helicopter with a tank is pretty good. But yeah, that's just a big budget bloated, you know, it's just like, and God, they even start doing one-liners at one point to each other. Yeah. It's like a Lethal Weapon movie. It's like we were saying, it's like Lethal Weapon 3.
Yeah.
It's like you've got this escalating, like, these are great, and then it's like, oh, what do we do here? I don't know. Let's just do more of that, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then Rambo 4.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Wasn't prepared for Rambo 4.
I don't know how.
I know.
That's what
I
even
was
hearing
for it.
Everything because I had a hype man at work too who kept telling me, "Oh, you got to see Rambo 4. You were not going to believe the violence." I'm like, "Yeah, violence, whatever."
No. That movie's violent. That movie is just, that movie's lack of subtlety is its best quality.
Yeah.
Because the bad guy, like the missionaries that go in, and like the one of them, I turned on him immediately, and I didn't know why until I realized that he was Ryan Chappelle from 24.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that fucking guy. That's why I don't like that guy. But they're so virtuous to a fault. They're just like, no, we're going to go in, we're going to help these people, and it's going to happen. And like they've already shown you, like these Burmese soldiers will murder babies. They will do anything. Like they are just evil personified. No regret, no remorse, no nothing. Like they are just pure evil.
Yep.
With guns.
Yes.
And the only thing that can stop them is Rambo, who doesn't want to. Like, he doesn't want that. He's like telling the missionaries, go the fuck home.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, there's even the point where he's forced to kill, like, the first time he's forced to kill somebody, and he's just like, fucking A. Like he's just got this look on his face, like, I knew this was going to happen. God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he kills everyone, and then all the missionaries are like, oh my God, what are you doing? And he's like, they would rape you 50 times.
Mm-hmm.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. It's like, I told you, this is why we don't want to come here.
I live here.
And then they're like, no, drop us off so we can help. And then they just like...
They're instantly captured.
Yeah, they're... instantly, that village is just destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, children are lit on fire. Like...
It's the worst possible thing you could see.
Yeah, and the mercs that show up are just like, Jesus! What's fucking wrong with these people? You know, I mean, they're horrified by what they see.
Yeah, they've seen some shit, and they're not prepared.
And, like, they're ready to turn around and go back. And Rambo's the one who's just like... No.
Nope. We're here now.
We're righting wrongs here.
We're doing this. Yeah. Because
there's the one, like, snotty Australian guy or whatever who's just like, oh, you big tough guy, boatman. And I'm like, God, Rambo's going to murder this guy so bad.
Yeah.
But he never does.
Oh, they become friends.
But then, yeah. And then the scenes where they rescue everyone before they get to the big ending are pretty good. Mm-hmm. Like, and there's some gross stuff, but my God, that last 15 minutes is just... It's hard to explain. Like, once Rambo creeps up behind that minigun and cuts that guy's head off with a fucking machete, and then destroys that guy in the front seat, point-blank range with a fucking turret.
Yeah.
And then just proceeds to right all the wrongs of the universe.
Yes, by turning people into meat.
Like, it's like I'm watching it and... I'm like, fuck yes, thank you. Like that's why the lack of subtlety in that movie with the bad guys works, is because these evil things are just getting obliterated by him.
Yeah. Just
wiped off the face of the earth. And you're like, yes, thank you. Yes, they all deserve exactly what they're getting.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, it's so realistic in how it's happening that's like...
You can't root for it.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm horrible for thinking this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, there's something wrong with me. And it's... I don't know what that movie's trying to say. And it's weird. I don't know if, like, Stallone, for all his faults, I think is a smart enough guy to know, like, the effect that sort of violence has, which is why that movie is as violent as it is, I think.
Yeah.
But it's still, it's like a very uneasy feeling because you're not sure if you're supposed to be like, fuck, yes! Because everything, like,
it's gross. I mean, it is grotesque.
It is gross, but it's so cathartic.
Yeah. I mean, the people who need to die, die.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is not the kind of cartoony, I can get behind this fist pumping, fantastic, you know, I'm not going to go high five people out of the theater. I'm going to be like, I need a minute. I need to sit down. I need a minute.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I think I said to you, I'm like, if they had given these guys any redeeming characteristics, I probably would have thrown up after watching that scene because I would have been so disgusted with myself.
Yeah.
You know, but that's why you have to play them as these are pure evil that needs to be wiped off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it works in a totally different way than the rest of them do.
But that movie is also great, I think.
Yeah.
It's just such a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's interesting, is they are all so different from one another.
Yep.
But I'm glad I watched them. I was, like, legitimately shocked at how much I enjoyed all four of those movies. Well, three of those movies.
They are really a cornerstone of a lot of what we watch. They are like the benchmark of the one-man army, you know, revenge movie. So,
yeah, and that's the thing too, is like they all hold up.
Yeah.
Like, you'd think everything that came since would dilute them.
Nope.
But no, not at all.
It dilutes everything else that came since.
Yeah, they are still fantastic movies.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I watched all of them.
All right.
Yeah. It's a good time. It's a little dicey there in the last one, but for the most part, it's a good time. And that's a great Blu-ray set, having all four of those things.
Did they ever put out a set with all four?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they couldn't put the fourth one with the other three.
They somehow got the rights.
Okay.
Because I own it.
All right.
And it was great.
Because I had the three and then the one by itself. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and apparently there's a director's cut of Rambo 4.
Oh God.
Can't imagine.
It's actually less violent apparently, and has more like character development stuff. But
Yeah, what's that? Maybe in a 10-year period, I'll go back and revisit it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, shall we do some contact information?
Yeah,
we
we
could
should
do
probably.
Yeah, we talked a lot, didn't we?
Skip correspondence. I just want to say one thing. Kind of a unique situation to the show. There's a guy that we watch like all of his films on the show. Director.
Oh, yes.
John Fasano. He did Rock and Roll Nightmare. He did Black Roses, and he did The Jitters. So it's like the one guy we can say we've seen all of his movies. Well, he died over the weekend.
Oh.
I think it was even at a convention, and it was unexpected. Obviously, he was only 52. It's just a super bummer. But I just want to say, we've covered his complete filmography, and I know I like Black Roses better than you guys, but I think we all still kind of dug it, and so it was just kind of a bummer. So
We loved the last 5 minutes of Rock and Roll Nightmare.
yeah.
Very, very, very much.
Yeah, and The Jitters had some dumb fun moments in it. So that guy made 3 kind of unique movies for a time period where everyone was just copying everybody else. So kind of a bummer.
Yeah, apparently the director of BKO Bangkok Knockout died this weekend as well.
Jesus. Stop dying.
Yeah. And real quick tie-in, the director of, or the guy who produced that movie that I was just talking about,
Ong Bak.
Thank you, is also the producer of BKO.
Oh,
Okay.
well,
So
it all
There you go.
full circle.
Yeah, and just so you know, the BKO, that director also did Ong Bak 2 and 3.
Oh, well, so.
Maybe
you
I'll
go.
go. Maybe
well,
I'll
the
go
third
revisit
assistant
those.
director
But yeah,
from
his name's
Ong Bak
Hana-
3.
Pana Riddy Cry, I guess is his name.
Ba wheat ground nitty bomb.
But yeah, but
racist.
apparently that's what I think Scott from Dallas had mentioned it this weekend. So,
Yeah.
which is a bummer, you know.
So, anyway, so contact information.
Yeah.
If you'd like to talk to us about dead celebrities, email us at bmf@bmfcast.com. Go to bmfcast.com. There are buttons which will connect you to all of our social media there. Facebook, Twitter, iTunes, subscribe, rate, and review. Use our Amazon search box to search for things that you want to buy, and then buy them, and it will give us money and not charge you money to do so. And that is a wonderful thing for us because it helps us keep the lights on.
Well,
and
they
all.
will still have to pay for whatever they buy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It won't cost you
They
any
just
extra
won't
money
have
to
to
do
do
it
any-
through
yes,
us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
You still got to buy your shit.
Right.
Right.
We're not giving it. It's not some free pass on the internet.
Yeah.
Order everything.
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing?
I know.
If we had the way. You do have to pay
That'd
for
be
shipping.
amazing.
Yeah.
Uh,
.com.
Anyhow, so there are all those social buttons on the right-hand side where you can connect with us in many, many ways. There's one more way that you can connect with us, and that is through the Garfield phone, 9105-JOCKS-BMF, 910-556-9263. Give us a call on the Garfield phone. It is a message service. Garfield will listen to your thoughts and needs and deliver them directly to us via the power of MP3s and the internet.
Garfield will listen to your thoughts and needs. Sounds like a 1-900 number service.
It is.
Call
almost.
Garfield now.
Just not on
He
Mondays.
wants to know about your thoughts and needs.
please respond to Garfield.
You have 47 messages. All right. Well, let's take a break.
Sure.
Let's take
What are
a
we going
break
to talk
for
about
a
when we
week.
come
Try
back?
that again.
Long break.
Can we take a break for a
We
week?
try that again. All right. So let's get out of here, shall we?
I think we shall.
Yeah.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
And I'm Chuck.
And this is BMFcast out. See you next time.
Next time. Next time, catch it. Next time.
Yeah, sorry we talked about so much ass-kicking movies, guys, and didn't get emails in.
That's okay. They wanted to hear about the ass kicking.
Yes, and I'm sorry that I know the universal greeting from Transformers the movie.
What?
Bowie Crown and Unibond.
Yeah, it's all right. Happens.
Okay.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
when he was trying to say what's his face's name, Bob Weep Grum Diddy Bum.
That.
Yeah, that.
Dat.
Thanks, guys, for watching our live stream
Yeah, thank
Our
you.
live
on the
stream.
internet. We talked about stuff.
We did. We talked about a lot of shit.
We talked so long the counter died.
I know. iPad.
Did you? Yeah, I was wondering about that.
How long show?
Did your battery run out?
Yeah.
Dead battery. What's everybody typing? What's going on,
I
guys?
can type without looking at the keyboard.
Are y'all instant messaging each other?
Email with no handle buttons. Did you ever send me that the fart that?
The fart.
Yeah.
Here comes the fart.
Little darling.
What?
The fan art. Did you ever email?
No,
Oh,
I was
the
supposed to
fanart.
send you the fanart.
Okay. Send me the fart.
See, if I don't, I was supposed to do that. I'd do
Why
that.
didn't you send him the
Like,
fart,
right now?
dude?
Fart?
I think you were logged into 9 different things.
Just fart on BJ, please.
Yeah.
I never knew you
Please.
wanted it, so
Yeah.
it's on its way in
he
a
needs
second.
it.
Okay.
Attach. And that is here. Fan art.
Fart.
Oh, wait. Hey, I got something for you. Oh, never mind. It's on my laptop. I got to move it over here. Never mind.
What? The fart or something else?
You know, like I've had 3, what is it? 3 Cowboys and the big one? Yeah, I got another one where it's just you going, I like fart. It was just like, everybody was quiet for just a second. It was like, I like fart. I think you just said it again, but I already have it, so.
The BJ soundboard
Yeah, BJ soundboard is growing. Indeed. All right, good night, everybody.
Spit all over my phone.
Thanks, everybody,
Yeah,
for
it's the
interneting.
spit phone. Spitz phone.
Bye, internet.
It's Spitnik.